Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of the Call of Azathoth. As you can see, we are now four guest investigators, one keeper, as Olivia, second Olivia, or Olivia A, Olimoley, is now a part of the team again. If you guys actually watched the one shot that we did at the very beginning of this whole thing, like months ago, she was a part of it, but then was busy for a while. So she's back. We're going to be introducing her character in this session as well, and she will hopefully be the second voice of reason alongside Maynard's character. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh,
Things
We
have
got
gone a bit crazy while you've been gone, Olivia. Let
there we
me
go.
just tell you.
we got a heavily scarred, socially inept, fucking weirdo that sneaks all the time instead of actually
Excuse
doing
you,
anything.
but still very capable.
Yeah, he just stabs himself to get into
He
hospitals
is
and
he
stuff.
is actually the only one making progress from the last thing that we had in our camp, our last mission, thanks to Livibee.
so
ZombieGrub will elaborate.
yes, let's recap as what happened in the entirety of this whole campaign, as now the desktop audio is working. So they caught about half of you guys talking to each other.
Oh, hi guys.
Oh,
So, we start off, all right. The three investigators, aside from Olimoley's character, soon to be introduced, got letters, all saying to meet at the train station in Arkham Station, at a certain time on a certain date. They all got letters, and I think you guys kind of missed this. I'm just going to give you a hint. As the keeper, the dates that are circled on your letters. Well, I guess actually Libby didn't really get this, but the dates that are circled on your letters are like actually.
The future.
I mean, they're in the future, right? There's an important date that was circled on your letters, that wasn't just random. But basically, they all had a reason for being there, promises of what you would be rewarded with, and that you would be meeting with other investigators, which happened. They met them. They met each other, decided to at least work together temporarily. They ended up finding some clues leading them to a guy named Joseph Carbuncle, who was an artist and sculptor and all that, who had gone pretty much crazy and started doing a bunch of interesting things. And that's why he suddenly rose to prominence. But it also was figured out that the reason that he rose to success was also that there were a bunch of benefactors that were very interested in his work, his most recent work. So he went crazy, basically. They find him in the graveyard, and there's zombies, which is the first spooky thing that happens to kind of make everyone suspicious. This is after a very long and tired attempt at getting into the hospital, by the way, but you guys can watch that episode to watch them fail at that.
I don't want to live it. I haven't watched any of this show.
All right, and then let's see here. What else? What then happened? Right. So they tell you. Carbuncle tells you about the benefactor, the Bradleys, who were helping him out, as well as some other names like Orville Gibson. So you decide to go and figure out what's the deal with these guys. Why are they paying this guy? Why are there weird things happening? So you infiltrate the mansion of the Bradleys, who end up being this like super, super rich family, like the family in Arkham. And you infiltrate their party that's happening with a lot of other like big shots, which is also a big clusterfuck, and you can watch that. You end up befriending both Orville Gibson and Amanda Phillips, or rather Avocado does. And
My
she
best friend.
makes appointments with both of them to sell them either her fashion ideas or her avocado trading business. And both of them work. But then
Of course.
before the night ends, you are interrupted by cultists. Or people that look very much like cultists, the hooded robes and all that, and a big old monster coming from somewhere in the house. You defeat them with ease, and then the cops show up. The cops take you under not really under investigation, but they want your report on what's happening, except for True Feardragon's character John Doe, who ends up sneaking off to the side and investigating the mansion further, and sees strong hints that the monster came from inside the mansion. While he's doing that, the rest of the investigators went to the police station and got introduced to the police chief, as well as his son, an investigator or would-be reporter, I suppose. The police chief, upon interrogating them, asking them a bunch of questions, basically comes to figure out about the letters that they received and ties things together and says that he has more information on things that would interest them, and that if they were to work with him to find out more about Amanda Phillips, who's been under unofficial investigation from the police officers because of certain dealings here and there, if they could get information on her, then he would give information on why they received the letters that they did. And you also met the orphan girl once again, who said that if you investigate this guy who's like apparently running a charity work, orphanages and all that, but is very, very weird and creepy, and kids are disappearing from orphanages. If you investigate that, then she'll also give you information. I forget the exact information she was going to give you, but I'll remember that. I'll look through my notes later. Anyways, so she'll give information if you figure that out. You guys agree, and you meet up with John Doe. Then you run into a gigantic lizard monster that almost kills you. Basically kills Avocado, but she recovers. She's actually on her way to recovery, I suppose. She's still very, very weak.
Some of us smart enough to avoid any damage whatsoever.
Yes, exactly. And after dealing with that, you then show up the next day at the appointment that Avocado made with Amanda, still being her friend. You guys go for the appointment. You knock on the door. And Amanda says, "Oh my God, Avocado, why are you injured?" And Avocado then rolls spectacularly bad.
And to be fair, it's not just the rolls that went badly.
It's true.
She also just went completely off the chain.
She also just went completely off the chain, and just with that simple first interaction of like, well, what happened, Avocado manages to get Amanda Phillips to hate her and slam the door in her face and never want to talk to her again.
And that's how you break up a friendship.
So, John Doe, feardragon's character, decides to just infiltrate the house as a burglar, basically, instead of the sneakier way they were going to do. And he gets into the would-be like dungeon secret office area of Amanda Phillips, collects some material, sees some things, and reports back to the group. He hands them the documents that he did, and then also keeps one thing, I think, secret for himself, I think it was.
Yes.
And they decide what to give the police chief in terms of information while keeping maybe some information secret. There are hints about Maynard's character's family, Amos Tolliver's family, and what happened to them. Basically, the big reveal is dun dun dun. Amanda Phillips orchestrated the hit on Amos's family for some reason.
That fucking slag.
There are lots of repeated images and rumors and whatnot about children, seemingly specifically. And also a child from Australia, somehow connected to the Bradleys. And I want to say feardragon's character also figured something out, but I've, again, have to look at my notes. So that's where we ended. So the big reveals have happened. A lot more things are being connected. And they are now deciding whether or not to go to the police chief with what information. So Olivia has yet to enter, or Olimoley has yet to enter the scene, but you guys are literally outside the house right now. So decide. Go.
So I think where we left off was that I said I gave you guys the stuff that I gave you guys, as far as you know, the stuff that I had.
Yeah.
And I said I think we should only share a little bit of it. So I should give you some stuff, but anything pertaining to us, we should keep to ourselves for a little bit until we know we can trust them.
The police?
Yeah.
Or
I'm not gonna go with you guys to the police chief. Police chief has never seen me.
That's
Of course
true.
not.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I was going to just follow you guys from a safe distance back to the police station.
Cool. And you're cool with that, Amos? You want to hand it in?
Well, actually, I kind of want to murder Amanda Phillips.
I can help with
Listen,
that.
I'm cool with it. She ain't my bestie no more.
You cool with it?
Yeah, if you're cool with it,
Because
I'm cool with
I kind of want to throw down, man. I don't care much for the law.
Zombie
But
Grub
that
is
could-
just like, hold on, let me get a fire to light the story on fire.
Yeah, jeez.
Because yeah, I kind of I'm not one to care about the law. My belief in the law and everything has gone away because of her and because of this this atrocity.
I
And I
mean,
want
like,
her
she
to.
knew who we were. She knew who we were. She's been deceiving us from day one, Amos. Like, she had photos of me and my
Wanna
mum.
instigate me? Yeah, okay, yeah. Well,
Like,
Amos,
what's with that?
I'm in full agreement, but there's a proper way to do this so this one doesn't get tracked back to us because we were just seen
Yeah,
very publicly
that's true.
going, knocking on her door and everything. We have to
You
do
need an
this.
alibi.
I believe that
Could
is
be
the
a bit
industry
of an
term.
issue.
Hmm.
I'm still cool
Tempting.
with it,
Do it
but
directly or murder this
it's
bitch.
dangerous. I may just, sit back a little bit, in the bushes to watch.
Oh, that's fine. I want to do this myself.
The other thing
Uh,
is, if she has
Uh-oh.
ties to you guys and possibly to me, then
This could
Okay.
I want to
go
know
very
if she's the one that sent these letters. I want to know if she's the one that summoned us.
Like, ask her questions before you kill her.
Oh, I'll be asking questions, but she won't enjoy them.
I do recall that the police chief said he would tell you who sent the letters if you gave him information.
We can interrogate the
Well,
police.
if we can keep suspicion so
That's
that she
true.
doesn't if she doesn't run scared and hide, we can always come back later. I
Yeah,
suppose.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
we're
that's true.
prime
My,
suspects.
my
Or the-
character has waited long enough.
You two are prime
Yes.
suspects for the
Alright.
police chief if she just suddenly shows up dead right now.
Okay,
You are
well,
the
then
suspects.
we'll do this right. Fair enough.
So, did you want to find out who sent us the letters first, and
Let's
then
go
go
to the
back and
police.
just murder the bitch?
Let's go to the police and then we murder
Alright.
the bitch.
Good plan. Good plan. Let's do it.
Okay. By the way, the thing that the orphan was going to tell you if you investigated was who gave her the mission to give you guys the letters. That's what it was. Okay, so the police chief is still outside. So as soon as you leave the grounds,
Mhm.
through like the fake gate type, or ornament. There we go, ornament thing. He does kind of call you over to the other side of the street once more. And I assume you walk over there and talk to him, and he says, "What did you find? Did you find anything?" It seemed to be really quick. Oh yeah, by the way, the police are also on their way, so he's like very surprised at how quick that came.
Yeah. We fucked it all up in 20 minutes. Well,
Wasn't
we's a strong word.
definitely wasn't solely on me. Yes.
Really quickly, what did I give you guys? Like, because I know
It was like
we
a folder, wasn't it, of stuff.
I gave you guys
Oh,
the
God.
accordion of hits, or like we looked at one or two of them and they were hits. One was on Amos's family.
Yeah.
Right. There's an accordion file of names, basically.
Yeah, and I remember we said we were going to keep some of the stuff from the police for ourselves first before we just hand over everything. What did
Right.
we keep? And I was gonna take it because I'm not with you guys. when you
I'm
talk
pretty sure it was everything that included the association of us.
Okay, yeah.
So anything that mentioned us or had photographic evidence of us being involved with any shady stuff, we just took it.
Okay, cool.
Did you take also like shipping logs? I forget what
I
you
took
took
the
and what
shipping
you
logs,
saw.
but I didn't tell
okay.
them I took the shipping logs.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Only I know about that.
So really, the only thing that they is in the group possession right now is the accordion file of names and the picture of the woman and child with the date on it,
Yes.
which is like
And something about a Boston baby. There was a picture of some Boston baby or something.
was there?
Tell this is very important to the plot.
Boston, baby. Yeah.
That's all I have in my notes is picture of Boston baby.
Oh no, I think that wasn't
Was
that a
that
newspaper
me?
clipping? No, so there's a picture of a woman and a child, but it wasn't.
Mhm.
Or what was that? The one is that the thing that you gave Livibee?
Yeah, because I think it was like it looked like me. I think it was like a photograph of me when I was a kid. I think that's what I
So
have in my
there were-
notes.
I have in my
Wait.
notes like 2 pictures
Okay.
because it was on the big diagram board with had
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
like strings and stuff.
Right.
And I saw one by Australia, and I was like, I only know one Australian. And then I also looked personally at the area of Boston where I'm from,
Okay.
and I just took a photo,
Mhm.
figure it out later.
I thought that was a newspaper clipping. This is on me for not double checking on the
No,
VOD.
you're right. You're right. It was a newspaper clipping, actually. I think.
Okay, because it was
But
about
you're
a baby that was found, or the like. Yeah, I have to double check that.
I think you are absolutely right. I think the second one was a newspaper clipping, not a picture.
Okay. Okay. So, and that's also hidden from them, right?
Yes, and I kept that to myself. Anything that I thought the shipping logs plus that I kept to myself.
Okay. Good stuff. Okay, so what do you tell the police chief that you found? Because he's literally talking to you.
Well, I mean, it's gonna have to be Ravi because he's the only one that found stuff. You tell him.
No, I gave you the stuff, and then I
Then he left.
bounced out because I'm not gonna.
Oh
tell the police
shit.
chief.
Yeah, the police chief has no idea that
Alright.
Rev even exists.
Okay. Well, we'll give him what we have and just explain that Avocado. We didn't get to go through the front door. We had to collect this.
So you give
covertly.
him the accordion file.
Accordion of hits that don't include the Amos one that we found.
But you took the
Yeah.
Amos one out.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think because we said we were gonna hide anything pertaining to us.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, specifically like the photo of the Australian, my letter, or the hit for my family.
Mm-hmm. And Livybee's
Awesome.
picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he gets handed the accordion file, and he starts flipping through it, and he kind of has a poker face. Can't quite read, but at the end of flipping through it pretty quickly, he like looks down as he thinks, and he nods, and he's like, "All right, this is very important. I'm gonna stick around here a little while longer, make sure that the boys don't bother Amanda, since you did this rather quickly. And yes, I'll meet you back at the police station. A promise is a promise. Meet me back there in about an hour.
Great.
Do you want to do anything in an hour?
Maybe get some coffee.
Well, it's like noon, so like, what are you doing getting coffee?
My guy's all set for killing time. I'll just have a cigarette. Or 10.
Yeah, I'll kill anything.
Oh
including
god.
Oh god. All right, so let's assume that you all go back to the police station without harm being done to you, as Livy B's character is already she's recovering. Anyway, so you make it back within the hour, and you're waiting for like, let's say 15 minutes. You do notice some, more care. I mean, it's midday in a police station, so there's going to be a lot more people reporting things. You don't see any sight of the orphan kid who was talking to you. I think I named her Daisy. I love that
Daisy,
name.
yeah.
I love that name. Yeah, Daisy. She's not around, so you can't talk to her again. But there's a lot of people. Certainly a lot of junior police officers. You don't really get any like super, I guess, weird, creepy feelings from anyone or anything of particular note. But as the police chief walks in, surprisingly, you guys aren't actually the first ones to talk to him, but rather he goes up to his desk and Olimoley's character is there.
Ooh.
So Olimoley's character is at the police station. Let's see her description. Oh, there's a picture. Is this how she looks like?
Ooh.
Should I describe her
Oh
now?
my god, Livibee, put some fucking.
Oh my God.
Olivia, put some fucking clothes on.
There we go.
Carbs. God damn. Ah.
All right, that's apparently what she looks like. I don't know. Is she wearing the flapper outfit as well?
No, of course not.
Okay.
She's wearing a nurse outfit.
Okay, so that might be a bit noticeable to you guys as well, the fact that she's talking to the police chief. So, a woman in a nursing uniform with short hair goes up and talks to him and actually takes his attention away from talking to you. And you overhear the discussion a little bit. And Olivia's character is talking about recent occurrences in the area, such as the giant, snake thing that attacked you guys, and what they might mean for dealings with occults. And that's kind of all you overhear initially. Anything you guys want to do?
We'll introduce ourselves to I guess we could overhear what she's saying because we're sort of hovering, right? We're trying to get into this room.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were like basically gonna follow police chief in, and then she kind of like butted herself in.
Oh, she butted in. She went past us.
Yeah, a little bit. She was already waiting, so she was ahead of you. But not that you guys care.
Not really. Well, we'll wait and see if we can overhear what they're talking about because I'm sure we're pretty.
Get a little bit of a feel of the situation.
Yeah, just hang by the door and have a little bit of an eavesdrop.
Mm-hmm. They
Okay.
know how to get my in.
Well, before you can really hear any more, the police chief stops Anna. That's the name here. He stops Anna and says, "Miss, I've dealt with you for weeks now. Like I will promise I will get to your information soon, but I have to talk to these people right now."
And I say, that's what you told me last time. And I'm holding up my notebook, which has like a lot of like scribblings and writings, and I'm like, the recent events that have been happening correlate to what I'm figuring out, what I think is really happening here, which is that there's a cult.
She's laying it down.
She's doing it.
Getting a bit of an eyebrows raise here. She said the C word, not the one you're all thinking of.
Police chief just like rubs his temples and is like, I understand, but as you know, we can't do anything based off of just rumors and scribblings on a book and imagery that doesn't make any sense. If you could please just sit by and wait till I talk to these people, I promise I will get to your information.
Okay, so she looks over to like these obviously weird people, just trailing behind him, and she's like,
I'm a regular person, but I am standing with someone that's in a potato sack.
yeah. Someone in a
And
potato
also
sack.
really beaten up and bruised.
Yeah, a half dead person in a potato sack.
Yeah, okay, so it's obviously somebody who needs help. So she
You have no idea.
presses her lips together and she's like, okay.
Okay. So you guys do you walk past and follow him, or do you talk to him?
She seems to be done, and we're overhearing, so we're just gonna mosey on in there while she's still in the office, I think.
Okay.
And introduce her.
I'll tag along.
Olivia, you're from Texas. You'll have to forgive my attempt at a southern accent.
I'm not from Texas.
No, you yourself, like you, Olivia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You actual person.
Oh.
Who clearly has a very Texan accent, and thus would be very critical of other people.
She sounds like she's straight off of a ranch.
No,
for sure.
Oh.
That's the joke. Anyways.
Shit, I was gonna say. Sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but yeah, there it is. Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. We overheard you say something about a cult. We may have some aligning interests here.
And so she looks over to this person. She's like, so you actually think there's a cult here?
Man, I believe we've actually gone toe to toe with this cult on more than one occasion.
Are you familiar with Mr. Meadows of the bookstore?
No, I don't. We've never met that person, but we have met plenty of suspicious weirdos in the city. Meadows?
Is that the reporter?
I thought Meadows was.
Oh,
the
no.
police-
No.
That's my bad, actually.
Oh no, Meadows is the last name of the reporter, but also the last name of the police chief.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
my bad.
confusing.
Yeah.
We have not.
So he also there's a cousin somewhere that owns a bookstore.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. It's just the same family. No, that was just my mistake.
We have a really good keeper for our campaign, by the way, ma'am. If you want to
We
be a
don't
part of
know.
it.
Shh. Don't worry about it.
There's also 6 characters in this campaign whose last name is Tom, none of which I'm related to.
Look, okay.
Um,
Okay. My bad. It was
So, no, we
right
haven't met-
above the mention of a bookkeeper.
no, we haven't met a bookkeeper. What about this bookkeeper?
Okay. His name is Mr. Kennedy.
Candy, the Candy Man.
Kennedy, like the president,
Oh.
except not related.
So about Mr. Candy, like from Django.
Okay, so the book name owner's name has changed.
Yeah. So Robert Meadows is the
Police chief.
and then Jimmy Meadows is his son, the investigator. So
The reporter.
yeah,
The bookkeeper's now named Kennedy.
yeah. So that's Matthew Kennedy or Mr. Kennedy to most people.
Well, that's just
Alright,
an
cool.
ominous name to get shot.
Yeah, I was like,
Too
Wow.
soon, feardragon.
too soon. Bobby.
Jesus.
Have you met our campaign team?
Mr.
Touche.
Candy. I'm
Okay.
gonna call him Mr. Candy.
Yeah. So she asks, do you know who Mr. Kennedy is? You guys can still say no because you don't.
No.
Okay, and so I'm looking through my notebook and I'm like, I have been researching about these strange events that have been happening in this town, and I believe that this ties back to a cult originating inside this town, and they're trying to basically spawn creatures.
They've definitely succeeded. If I've never seen creatures anywhere else except for this town, and that kind of correlates to what we've been seeing around here. Weird things happening. We've seen the dead rise. We've seen half fish, half human monsters. We saw a fucking dragon thing that nearly killed my mentally sick, slightly disheveled potato sack wearing friend here from Australia.
Yeah, look at me, man. I need to get some rest. I'm
she's a
tired.
mess.
Wheelchair,
honestly.
right?
She does have a brand new potato sack, though. I'm just.
She has a
Looking
great
pretty
arm.
sharp. Yeah.
Yeah. So your clothes are all updated, but you have been beaten the fuck up, so you're covered in like.
So
Bruises.
as you
And
guys
Scott
continue
stuff.
talking, the police chief, who didn't really go far, kind of takes he was gonna go in his office, and he heard you guys were talking, kind of retreats back, and says, "Hold on, did you say Mr. Kennedy?" To Olivia's character, Diana.
Okay, so she turns back to the police officer, obviously very excited that somebody finally is like basically backing her up on all her claims. And so she's like, yes, Mr. Kennedy of the local bookstore. When I've been researching ties to him, all the books, he's led me to several books inside of his own bookstore that have been featuring a lot of these strange creatures. And I think that there might be some ties there. And I would like you to investigate it, sir.
He looks
Me?
very interested in this, and just basically looks at like everyone here, so not feardragon, looks at everyone else and says, "All right, all of you into my office right now," and proceeds into his office. So you all follow, I expect, and he once again shuts the door, closes the blinds, all the secret police chief stuff. Sits down at his desk. You guys have to fight over the chairs. There's only 2. And
it's okay.
okay.
Gentlemen, the lady
There you
can
go.
sit.
And sits down and says, "I think it's time that I reveal what is actually going on here. Of course, I couldn't really trust you,
Amen.
but Amos."
Did you say amen to us not being trusted?
no, to him
Right
to
after that.
finally revealing what's going on. We've been kept in the dark
It's time
too.
that amen.
Did I trust you? Yeah. Of course, I couldn't trust you. I didn't know if you were working with Amanda or anyone from the Bradleys. But I think it's very important that I work with you here now. Now, Miss Finley, was it? I don't
Yes.
really know much about you, but I assume that you'll keep this in the utmost confidence, and that I guess you don't have. Is she actually from Arkham?
No, but she moved here.
Right,
And
okay.
she worked at the General Hospital.
And you don't actually have many ties to Arkham. But you might be treading on things that are a little out of your depth unless I give you more information. And this is all going to be unheard by feardragon, who's just often, I guess, outside the police station, I guess. Just like
For
chilling.
whatever reason.
Why
Yeah.
would an assassin go into a police station and drop off a box of hits?
All right. So, well, wait, here's
Hi,
the
Connor.
monologue time. I need to get music behind this. Hold on. I should have written a script. Where's
Just wing it. Let's go.
where's the
This will be your
reveal
finest
one?
moment. I can't wait.
Don't build up the pressure. The
If you
Investigators
fuck it up,
Club.
the campaign's ruined. Okay, go.
We'll go with that background music. That works. Okay. How to start? Actually, it's probably how he says. He says, "I'm not exactly sure how to start this, but my investigating of Amanda Phillips is directly in part with my investigation of the Bradleys and their impact on this town. As you might have heard, going to the Bradleys' parties, the father, exactly, I need a script, Harold Bradley has been sick for some time. I believe that he's more than just simply sick of old age. I think he's been sick of the mind for a very long time. In fact, I know he's been sick in the mind for at least the past 30 years. The person who sent you those letters was actually none other than Clayton Bradley's mother, Harold
Oh my God.
Bradley's wife, who recently passed away, not but months ago. I was friends with her from a fairly young age and didn't really trust that she was going to marry Harold, but it is what it is. It happened, whether it was for money or power or whatever else. But when she had her son, things ultimately changed. She started to retreat more and more into the house and stop appearing at social events. She seemed constantly worried and frustrated, and I could never get any reason why. Before she died, she had a reveal, I suppose. She finally came over to my house in the dark of night and told me everything that had happened in the last 20 or so years since we were such close friends. Her son is believed to be a grand prophet, the chosen one, whatever you want to call it. Apparently, her husband, Clayton, has been involved in this cult. I don't know what it's called or who they worship, but a cult that believes that there is a chosen son of a certain age born in a certain moon phase. I don't really pay attention to this. And they believe that he will be able to raise some type of all-powerful being. Now, I don't know much about that, but I do know that they've been working in this town to make people believe that they are truly benevolent, that everyone will trust them. And there's not much I can do against it. Certainly all of their charity has been well received, even though there might actually be a darker reasoning for it. I believe that Amanda and her son also are involved with this, along with many other prominent members in this community. I think Amanda is as close to the Bradleys as she is, ultimately distrusting of them and seems to have her own purpose in many of her movements. I know for now, well, basically fact, and he kind of waves the accordion folder, that she did indeed order hits and orchestrate many murders in this town, especially involving young children, especially young boys. I'm not really sure how this all connects, except for this apparent chosen one. It was, and I should have remembered her name, it was Sarah's last wish for people to know about this and to stop this cult from doing whatever they want, not just because she might be actually afraid of what the cult can do. I don't know if she actually believed in their powers, but that she actually believes her son to be redeemable. He's mostly a passive person in this whole situation, but in the last couple of years has, of course, been more and more involved in the actual going-ons, and I honestly don't know if he's evil, if he's the chosen one, if he's just a puppet. I don't know. And that's what I'm hoping that you all will find out more for me as I've given you this information. And then he ends. And then he stops. He just looks at you.
Holy smokes, guys.
I'm just gonna light up a cigarette. Not a lot to process.
I'm gonna take a slither out of my avocado.
He's gonna have a Mylanta. Yeah. Okay. Oof.
Oof, indeed. Wait till
So.
John Doe hears about that.
Yeah. Oh, or we could just not tell him. He could just be left guessing the whole time.
That'll be great.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah. It'd be in character, honestly.
What could go wrong from someone who might accidentally kill someone you want alive, not knowing all the facts?
Exactly. Right. Boy. Well, I'll just ask the chief. Turn to the chief and just ask him, well, sir, where do we go from here? What's the next step? We have reasons for trying to get whatever this organization, cult, whatever it is, dealt with. We have our reasons. So if our interests align, I can't see why we wouldn't put our powers together.
Unfortunately, as police chief, I can only do so many overt things, which is why I asked you all to do what you just did. I did an excellent job, but I believe there's more secrets to this whole story. I believe the main characters, the main suspects for this cult, whether, again, it's totally of the occult, mysterious things, or if it's simply a plot to gain power and influence amongst this town and thus over this region, I don't know. But I do know who seems to be actively involved in it. First, as you know, there's Carbuncle. Second, yeah, he's the artist that they interrogated, basically.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy. To get the information that Orville Gibson paid him. Police chief continues. Orville Gibson has all the ties to all the bank accounts and family dealings, it seems, and certainly has more information than he's usually willing to share. Milton Schaefer, who you've not heard of before.
No.
Milton Schaefer is another interesting name I've seen pop up here and there. A man of not particular note. I'm not actually sure what his agreement with the Bradleys is, but he does seem to be actively involved in many things. Amanda Phillips, as you know, and have confirmed of her activities. I, again, don't know exactly what her goal is, except that she does work closely with the Bradleys and would know more information. And finally, I have strong suspicion that Lewis Hendricks is also involved in the cult. Now, you guys would not know who this is. Would you like to pretend that you do, or just let him go say, "Oh, I don't know who that is."
Now, who's that?
Okay.
I'm gonna say, excuse me, who's that?
Livibee consults the
Thanks,
group
Avocado.
and then decides to make her own decision. To ask.
Yeah, it's pretty realistic, right?
Yep. No, she's just like I remember.
As soon as you say like, "Who is that?" he says, "Lewis Hendricks, Mr. Hendricks, the Hendricks Foundation."
And that is.
And
Oh.
why would we know who that is?
You are new to this city, aren't you? Feardragon's character might know who he is, but anyways, you are new to this city, aren't you? New to this region, even. He's, well, I don't know how much money he has, millions perhaps, but he's the biggest, most charitable person that Arkham has.
Charitable person.
I think he funds almost all of the orphanages in this area and seems to always be in the right place at the right time to get all the credit of goodwill. And while many of his dealings do not seem to be suspicious, I feel like his connection to the recent disappearances of children, it can't be simply coincidence. That's why I was talking to young Daisy earlier. And that's the end.
Okay, this Lewis guy seems shady.
Yeah, guy that primarily funds a bunch of orphanages. So, just not involved with these missing kids, huh?
Probably Batman.
Probably Batman. That's what I was thinking.
Probably. Now, then he turns to Olivia's character, Anna, and says, "Now, you say that you've been in contact with the bookkeeper."
Yes. Well, she's shocked because of all these names you could just name dropping that she's like faintly familiar with, having worked in this town. She's like, "Holy shit, this is a lot deeper than I thought it would be." And so she's basically shocked that one person, the Hendricks, who, have obviously given to like the local hospitals as well, since he's such a charitable person, is also tied to this.
Mm-hmm.
She snaps back into reality and she's like, "Oh, right, Mr. Kennedy of the local bookstore, I've been researching on my own about the strange occurrences that have been happening, and when I was researching, Mr. Kennedy, who's a very lovely old man, had a very prominent section in his bookstore related to all these items. He was kind enough to basically show me these books, but it was very weird how much knowledge he had of it. And while I'm thankful for that, I can't help but be suspicious that he might be tied to this." And when you say that there's a child who will be bringing forth an all-powerful being, I kind of have the idea of what it might be.
You do. I have very little interest in mythology or magic or whatever this is, so I simply disregard it in favor of facts and logic. You say that you have an idea of what it could be? What could it possibly be?
When I was looking through all the books in his bookstore, there was several drawings of one particular creature, I suppose I could say, that struck out to me, and I can still visualize it, but how could I describe this? It's like the most horrific thing I've ever seen. She like trying to find her words, and she's like,
She draws an infestor and a broodlord together.
she's like, "I know that it's going to be very much tentacles and like a round head, and she just like falters there. She's like, I'm sure that if we go back and investigate Mr. Kennedy, we will be able to like look at the books, and you guys can see for yourself what what I was seeing.
Police chief just sits there, stroking his chin. That's very interesting. Sarah would often talk to me about her fondness of the local bookstore. Now, that would be sometimes the only place she would visit during her years safely guarded behind doors in the Bradley's mansion. I had thought to ask the bookkeeper, but I mean, what do I care about the cult? What do I care about the cult and their magic? That is, which seems only be the only thing that she was interested in as far as the books go. I was far more interested in things like these, again, holding the folder, and actual facts about illegal acts. But he leans back in his chair. If you say that he's of note, that he seems to know a little too much about this, then maybe his knowledge extends beyond just the occult. Maybe he actually has particular knowledge about this cult and their doings in Arkham, but is too afraid to say so. So he's just kind of like rubbing his chin, and he's deep in thought. I would say that investigating him would be worth it, but again, I have so many things to do. I'll leave this in your hands. If you want to investigate him, I think it would be worth it. But
Me?
not like all of you.
Oh,
Just as everyone.
like, hold up.
Just you. But if you find that it's not really worth the effort, that it's just mumbo jumbo, gods here and there, then don't bother with it. But if you can, certainly find more information on the 5 people that I talked about. I think one of them has to be the key to actually, what everyone is gearing up for. There's a date, I believe, on the letters that you received, is there not? Which Livibee and Maynarde would then pull out their letters and check.
What is my letter? Where is my letter? Ooh, it's in my little sack on my stick.
Of course it is.
Do I still got that? I think I do.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my letter.
It's probably in the other application.
Man,
It's in the other app.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
That's okay. I got it. So let's say you guys pull out your letters and you read them, and it says November 3rd, 1928, which is in a couple months. Oh, isn't that coincidental? Anyways.
November 3rd, my dudes. Right here.
Yeah.
Does
Exactly.
this have any significance to anybody?
It's BlizzCon usually.
Is it? Yeah, you're right.
Actually,
BlizzCon 1928.
All the way back then.
Yeah.
And again, he's just stroking his chin and says, Sarah had often talked about such a date meaning something. I never really got it clear if she thought that was the date of which the child would be born. Was it her child? Was it a different child? Or maybe of some final decision made by the cult? I don't know, but I am wary of the date. The closer we get to that date, the more uneasy I become, and I would prefer to have more information on the cult and those players that I mentioned before that date. If
What
you
was
get
the
my
date
meaning.
again? November.
November 3rd.
Third. Wait, I'm sorry, but who's this chick?
Me?
And why is she
Yeah.
inquiring in our letters? And she doesn't even go here?
She doesn't even go here.
Yeah. It's not a skull. I hate this transfer bag.
And so she's like, she's getting harassed by someone in a sack, and she's like, okay.
homeless person.
So
How
she
does
bristles a bit, and she's like, I'm Anna Finley. I'm a local nurse here at the Arkham General Hospital.
And you see how beaten up I am? You think you did a good job? Look at me.
Did you go to the first general hospital?
I'm pretty sure I went to some hospital. I'm basically dead, dude.
Are you still in a wheelchair?
Can you give me some more drugs and then,
Hey,
we'll
she
be
was in a
alright.
wheelchair. That's right.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
wheelchair
Maynard was
out.
pushing her around.
So she's ignoring the obviously sick and mentally ill, and she looks up to Maynard's character. She's like, "I'm Anna Finley," and extends out her
Pleasure to
hand.
meet you, Mrs. Finley.
Okay.
Mrs.
Miss.
Miss Finley. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh no.
Alright.
So she's like,
Keeping an eye on you.
"Okay,
I
so
apologize
y'all
for
guys
this.
didn't
I
know-
apologize for this specimen that I've been lumped in with.
Oh god. I remember the last time that Amos met a nurse.
May
Went
I
really
know
well.
Your names?
Yeah, that actually went really well. What are you talking about?
That went really well.
No, I know. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh,
Oh, you're worried about it getting really well. Oh, that's okay.
I see.
Well, business first.
I mean, she's 30, he's 35. Seems like a match
Right?
made in heaven.
But usually, as a 35-year-old in the 20s, I would have been marrying an 18-year-old probably.
Mm.
Probably a
I
bit
mean,
old.
30 is a little
Oh, yeah.
old for that childbearing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit. She can't
Why
talk
aren't
out
you
18,
married is the better question, Olivia.
Right?
Basically.
Yeah,
Why isn't it
30-year-old not
Mrs.?
married in the 20s. What are you, a spinster?
I'm a nurse.
You have 25 cats?
How did this become an attack
How
on
many
me?
cats are we talking about here?
Alright,
The
listen,
police
this
chief
is
is
a-
also
this
just
is
like, why aren't you married?
It's like
You
a
have
hazing-
8 cats and 2 dogs? What's the situation at home?
My work is my love.
Good answer. All right.
Yeah, she just loves putting those, like, you know, electric nodes on the mentally ill patients and just lighting them up. 1920s. Feels good.
I'm watching you, Mrs. Lee.
Okay.
Finley.
Mrs. Finley.
Miss.
Finley.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense
to-
that she's just, like, disoriented.
To answer your previous question, I'm Amos Tolliver, ma'am. Mr. Tolliver.
Okay, Mr. Tolliver, are you guys the ones that have been investigating all these strange occurrences for the chief?
We've been trying really hard to investigate this. It's some more than others, but I definitely have my heart in this investigation. I don't want to be in this town longer than I have to, for personal reasons. I have to see this through to the end.
Okay. Since the police chief will not investigate the book owner for us, will you be taking on that task?
Absolutely. He sounds like a person of interest for sure.
Amos, do we really have the time? You know what I mean? Like, we got lots of stuff to do.
How many hit points, Keeper? Oh, she's gone. How many hit points does she have left, and how much damage will a backhand do?
You're going to backhand someone in a wheelchair in front of a nurse.
This is a
Yes.
special someone, okay? This is a special someone. This isn't just your
Um,
average person in a wheelchair. This is Avocado, all right?
Right.
She
much-
has.
Also, by the way,
She'll probably fucking dodge roll it, and I'll break my hand with the way she rolls.
She has 3 health points, and a backhand
health
would
points?
max do 2 damage.
Max do too.
I'm gonna have to go back to the hospital.
Avocado, I can lower you down to 1 hit point right now if you want to run your.
Listen, I know it's a man's world. It's cool. It's fine. I just sit here in my wheelchair. Carry on.
Much obliged.
Well, is she like obviously banged up or?
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
obviously banged up.
yes,
We
she
had to
is.
steal her from a hospital. She wasn't. They weren't gonna let her out, so we stole her.
they were
Oh,
like,
okay.
she's not well, and we're like, she has a meeting.
Yeah, she had a meeting. That's right. We needed her for something that she completely fucked up. The meeting with Amanda.
Well, checks out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she obviously sees how like messed up this chick is, and she's like, "Well, would you like some first aid? I can tend to your wounds."
Yes, please. Wow, I like this. chick
Yes.
already.
Okay.
Yes.
Finley is now my best friend.
If you guys will help me investigate the bookstore owner, then I can help your friend here. Make sure that she's not bleeding anymore. Hopefully.
This seems like a really good trade. Amos, what do you think?
I think that for you to investigate to the fullest ability, we should probably heal you first, not after.
Let's do it. Let's roll first aid.
Okay.
Oh, right there in the police
there,
compass.
right?
You're just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
right then and there.
we're
apparently.
gonna like grab
Let's
all of
carry
these,
it with
grab
us.
all of these files and just go.
I'm ready for some
Clear
healing.
up that desk.
Give me some
Police
of
chief,
that
get the
healing.
fuck out of here. We need a gurney. Police chief, we need 3 cc's of whatever the fuck. Stat.
You can go ahead.
Heal me up, Finley.
right here? Really?
I mean,
Right
for
here,
first
right
aid
here on
is-
this desk, right now, Olivia.
Question.
Yeah.
What? It was Anna.
Hmm.
Okay. What would Anna have her like medical stuff on her? Because she said she was in a nurse's outfit right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got some. She got a
Nurse
funny
don't actually like travel around with like a nurse's
Yeah.
kit though. If we're being real. If
Yeah.
we're being
Would have-
tabletop RPG.
Yeah, I mean, we could metagame this.
I
But
was
yeah,
gonna
and, you
suggest
know,
going to the hospital. Okay, so like I could get you,
please.
but y'all are like
the
Fucking
hospital for the
around.
4th time.
Every time we go to the hospital,
Basically
we're losing
live
points.
Yeah, feardragon loses health points every time he goes to the
I have
hospital.
done more damage to me than anyone else has done damage to me. Okay, as far
The
as
only
I'm
person
concerned,
who
I'm
can
the most
injure
deadly person in this
feardragon
campaign.
You're
is
like the
Feardragon
zest of this
himself.
campaign. Only you can defeat yourself.
oh.
Exactly.
Actually,
Like, well, should we go to
Oops,
the
it is he.
hospital or?
yeah. I mean, I would like Livy to have some HPs before we go to a potential
After
HP
he
low.
directly just threatened to take away 2 out of 3 of my HPs.
I will fucking take that 2 HP away from you, Livy, right now.
Okay. Listen, we're
Olivia,
good
we'll
here,
just-
Amos.
All right,
Best
all right.
friend, buddy. Let's go.
No, we're good. We're good. Yep. Fist bumps, handshakes.
We're Gucci.
I'll wheel you to this hospital, and we'll grab Mr. John Doe on the way out,
Alright, sweet.
and let
Okay.
let Anna meet our 4th party.
Okay, cool. Deal.
I was gonna say 4th
Okay.
wheel, but that actually is how many wheels a car has.
Well, now you guys are finally functioning. You've been working off
Yeah.
3 wheels the entire time.
Well, functioning-ish. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys come out of the police station.
Yeah, we got a person of interest. We got a place to go. We're
Yeah,
gonna try
so
and find a
Like,
bookkeeper.
I just like walk up to you guys and I'm like, "Hey, so like, what did you tell him? Did you tell him about?" And I like look over at Anna. I'm like, "Who's this? Did you guys pick up another psychopath?"
We're just sort of
Hello.
gesturing over to you to try and like we've already struggled to make any kind of impression on this weirdo. So, by all means.
She's surprised, but she's like, "Oh well, hello. I'm Anna Finley. I'm a nurse. I'm going to be working with these 2 people and maybe heal this person up."
Listen here, Anna. Don't even waste time talking to John Doe. He'll disappear in a heartbeat in the middle of the night before you can even learn who he is. He's just
Anna, are you a
Okay.
psychiatrist?
wind in the.
No, I'm a nurse.
Okay, because we really need a psychiatrist for this.
Okay.
Just ignore him, Anna. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. We go the most wheelchair safe direction to the hospital, avoiding potholes and mud and that sort of thing. We're just and if the streets are really cobbly, we avoid those. Mainly just flat surfaces with the wheelchair.
I think I would ask for you guys to tell me what happened. Is there anything you leave out or anything you tell me at all?
On the way through, we're just going to explain to you that we have a person of interest and that there is apparently, according to our new friend Anna here, as we might have suspected, a cult behind a lot of our weird misgivings. And apparently they're also responsible for summoning creatures. And that's it.
I'd be like, "Oh yeah, we killed some of those guys."
Sure did. Some better than others.
That fascinates Anna, and she would like to basically ask you guys to regale her of these tales while we're walking, towards
Yeah.
the hospital. Basically,
Well, we'll tell you
trying
about the
to
Zambo. We had a Zambo. We had a couple. We had a fish guy. We had a couple hooded people.
Well, you see, I asked them to present their party invitation. It didn't have any party invitation, so I shot them in the head.
Did you?
Yeah, I
The
I thought
did.
you just
cultist,
knocked.
yeah,
I
we
thought you.
did.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
cultist.
cultist
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah,
party.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he went old Arnold Schwarzenegger on them.
Oh, I thought that was
Where he's
Indiana
like,
Jones. No
"Do you
ticket.
have an invitation?" And he said no, and then he's action movied them.
Ah. Okay, so you guys are on the way to the hospital,
Yes.
and you make it there, avoiding all the things.
No
that
dragon shows up.
Potholes, cobbled streets,
Zombies.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
signposts. We're avoiding those two.
Okay, so you get there without much to do about it, and well, Olivia's character does work there, so she knows where to go, and they recognize her. So if she just walks up and says like, "Hey, could I go to room 1 and get and patch this lady up?" Would that be a
Yeah.
big problem?
Yeah, that's basically what she does. She, goes to the hospital. She gets her set up in a basically a cot, and then looks her over, make sure that okay, what does she need? Band-aids, bandages, maybe some medicine, and then
Oh yeah,
Some
tries to
fucking
go through
laudanum.
that.
we're getting bloody
Put that-
works
put that
here.
in.
It's so good to know this chick. I'm glad we ran into her.
Okay, you can go ahead and
Am I just like, stuck on the outside with John Doe? Just,
yeah,
like, sitting,
and another receptionist.
just sitting there looking at him like, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah. What do you do? I feel like we've been around each other for a whole day now, and I don't know a whole lot about you.
I am a contractor.
Same. What kind of contractor?
Same to you.
I'm an artist.
Oh, God.
You don't have to be cute with me, John. We could speak the same language here. I've not seen too many artists work a rifle like you. What kind of artists are we talking about here?
I'm just like staring at you like, are you actually gonna make me say this in
You
a hospital
guys-
in the waiting room?
Can do the tabletop RPG thing and actually roll against each other in terms of like persuasion,
Ooh.
intimidation, and stuff.
Oh, well, okay.
All right. Fuck it. I'll roll battle you.
Not gonna go well.
Oh,
But
wow.
Battle
also,
persuade, conversate.
Oh,
Maynard is so bad at rolling. He's like a Dark Souls character that is 99% weight. So maybe this will work.
He's fat rolling everywhere. All right. So where's my character sheet?
What am I rolling?
I'm rolling charm because that's my big bet. That's my big boy. So
Can I roll disguise? Because I'm disguising. No, I'm just kidding.
roar!
well, it actually only matters if you roll worse
Worse
than
than me?
Fear Dragon.
Would I do fast talk, I guess? Or I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Wait,
Out of
Oh my.
5 minutes.
Fuck this fucking game, dude.
How does
yeah,
that work?
yeah. So Fear Dragon wins that one because he got closer to
Yeah.
succeeding.
All right. Well, he just says I'm an artist. I roll my eyes, just sort of like stop him conversing, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Why am I stuck with this? Stuck with this weird person? Can't wait to be done with this city and these people." Grumble, grumble.
Well. Okay. So now, Olivia, you can roll first aid for other Olivia.
Does she have any buffs to that roll, considering she's surrounded by equipment?
Is it
That's a good point.
purple one or the green one?
We've been rolling green.
It's the only one that works. That's so far.
The purple one, just I think.
Oh, well,
Got him.
She hella succeeded.
Damn, an
so-
89's a success. Your first aid's lit.
Well, that
Holy
would make
Yeah,
sense.
I'm a nurse, so
109 in first aid?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Wait, is
Wait,
it
how do you even
impossible-
roll 100?
Is it impossible for you to fail?
I'm not.
It's a 1d100.
Yeah.
She
So-
cannot physically possibly fail that.
That's great.
That's awesome.
know
So
this
are you
shit.
just rolling for like a critical success or a
Keep me
a
alive,
regular
baby.
success?
Which is like a 50%
So,
chance.
Did you put
50
like all of your points in a first aid? No, she
Most
only
of
put
them,
30 in it.
Basically, a
Yeah.
medevac or a brutal
So she should
medic.
only. She should have. Wait, why did you win that?
Hold up.
Her
No,
first aid is
look-
60.
Wait,
I
why
can't-
does it say the value is
Oh
100?
wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong person. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I have like 60 or something in first aid.
How do I check her sheet? I can't do it.
Oh wait, did you
Yeah,
put
you-
79 points in the first aid?
I don't know, because all I did was take this from Fantasy Ground and then move it over.
Girl, how are you not a doctor? How are you a nurse?
Oh,
I
so
feel-
they don't have
Feminism in the 1920s.
I feel like
Yeah, it's
something
funny.
happened maybe when you put the values in the fantasy grounds that kind of borked it. Because while you could technically, I mean, you're not supposed to, I suppose. You could bust through 100. It's like, why would you, right?
Yeah.
We
And
could level up over.
I'm
100.
doubting you put 70 points into first aid.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even do you even have 70 points? I don't know if that's true.
She probably gets a
Gee.
lot for her base class.
Oh, I'm sure she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're cool with it, I'm cool with it.
I feel like no bias. No bias here.
Never biased.
yeah. We can
Well,
quickly.
We can fix it. We can fix it later. Maybe we'll look into it later. But I feel like she would have a big buff being in
She
this area
would,
anyway to
for
a roll
sure.
anyway.
Like, I'm totally willing to let her pass. I just want to make sure that she
Yeah.
didn't. She didn't actually put 70 points, 79 points into
which
it.
point-
I
and
have
nothing
200
else.
first aid, and I can also shoot lightning from my hands, and I can fly.
At a minimum, like that's actually what happened. And she would probably want to remove 9 points that are completely useless from that and put in something else at an
Mhm.
absolute worst.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you can put
Exactly.
9 points somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in having 109 over 100.
Right. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'll-
it does mean she could critical roll easier, right? She
That's
could get a hard
true.
success easier
That
with
is
with an
true.
over 100.
I
Oh my
guess
god,
So it's
so.
okay to stack over
100 and you guarantee crit roll everything.
Yeah, we could crit like a motherfucker, man. If we had like over 100 and stuff.
Okay. Well, we'll let that one slide this time, I guess. Yeah,
Let's
but
see how
you're.
much more-
Wait a minute. Someone else is pointing out that your library use is 120, which is going to be
Olivia,
very
that is
pertinent
open.
very soon, and I feel like we need to get this.
yeah.
What?
And like your
Oh.
medicine is. Wait. Okay. So
Oh, I'm looking at that character sheet right now through the Twitch stream.
did you use the nurse occupational pre done thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
In the
education times 4.
She does seem to suck at everything else.
I mean, hey, that's so she gets 260 points to put into
Mm.
everything.
You lied to me. You are a psychologist, kind of.
Yeah, she does have. She's got 30 in psychology.
Well,
Do you think you could work on Livy a little bit while you're in there?
Yeah, give me some free psychology lessons.
Because if you critical roll that, it could really help out the whole group.
Well, I'm trying to find the book first. Hold on.
so there's 260 that's available.
Cool
So you
with it.
put 79. That's 49. Stop it. 79 plus
not.
30 from intimidate plus 100 from library use plus 30 plus 71 plus 20 plus 20. I think that's all the things that she has buffed. That's 350. So definitely something wrong here.
All right. Yeah. It's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. So, is there a character from the handbook that you grabbed, Olivia?
So there's occupation she grabbed.
Yeah. Occupation.
As nurse.
Okay. Medical experience package.
Behind the scenes, working out right now.
Yep.
Honestly, it's been a while, so I'm looking at my conversations with you guys from way back when.
I still really like the idea that she was an
Apparently, you add 60 bonus skill points divided among any of the following skills: first aid, law, listen, medicine, psychology, spot, hidden, science. So that's a 60 bonus points, according to the medical experience package in the investigator handbook.
What's the base value?
Package?
Mm-hmm.
Where did
Just
that
search
come
medical
from?
experience pack from the link that Robbie put in our Discord.
Yeah, I have the book, but
Okay.
what section is it under?
It's page 62. That makes it easier.
Creating investigators, I guess.
Yep, probably. Scouting on a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I
Yep,
see
yep,
nurse
creating
is
investigators.
having- Occupation skill points is education times 4, and her education.
No. So that's an optional rule called experience investigators, where you just choose a
Oh.
package, and we didn't do that.
Okay.
Oh, it's like
Yeah, this
Like,
this
we have
is sort of
3-level characters.
yeah. So that would also only be affecting like that's so we did a different rule to create your base characteristics. We did the roll a bunch of times and then pick and choose yourself way of doing it. Which has to do with your base characteristics. Now we're on to, in our version, just the skill points now,
Oh, no,
which would
that's
be
what I was talking about.
occupations.
The skill points, like the occupation skill points that you can allot, it says
Yeah, education times 4. I found that bit too.
occupation
Right,
of
yeah.
nurse, then it's education times 4.
Which
That's
I
fine.
did, and then I said it was like
Okay.
250, right?
Oh,
And then she
okay.
had 350 points, and I was like, well, that's clearly way too
There's
many.
100 points went into something somewhere. Extra 100 points.
So I'm guessing what I did was the like starting the character one, and then I probably did add the medical experience package.
Ah,
Ah.
well,
So she-
okay.
What do you want me to do?
Well, how much? So you still have 100 points that is kind of like unaccounted for. So I would say just take away 90. Wait, I said 80. Take away 88 points because I gave her 12 more points to put into skills because you guys leveled up once.
Because we're like up by 12-ish. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You guys leveled up once, and just like generally, you guys rolled around that. So you would subtract 88 points.
From whatever you
Okay.
want.
Yeah.
4, 6, 6. Okay, I'll reduce these.
And then there are personal points that I thought were involved. But now it's like it's been a long time, so Maynard base is off of criminal.
I did, yes.
Yeah, I think personal points is actually the same. Is it the same for everyone? Does anyone else remember? If it was intelligence times 2 for you all?
There's personal interests, which is intelligence times 2.
Okay, yeah. So you would have 250 from education for your occupational points, and then you would have an additional intelligence times 2 for you would be 170 points to put into your own personal skills of your choosing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how that would have gone.
So for me, it was criminal, but the criminal has like a bunch of subclasses.
Yeah.
And I think I went with
Doing the things.
I think freelance criminalist. I think that was what I went with.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I know what points she should have. I think what might have, as she said, it might have been the package, but also,
There. Okay, that should be better, right?
okay, let's look. It certainly looks a lot better already. It looks more realistic. I think we can go with that. I mean, we're not.
That's still pretty solid.
Before anyone
Let's
else
just-
is like.
Let's just say she was buffed by the hospital while we were in there.
Yeah.
Got an AoE buff by the hospital.
Oh my God, Rick
Okay.
Benz, are you actually saying something real?
I'm actually trying to figure that out too. I was reading that a few times. I'm like, no, I think he's trolling.
I think he might be trolling. He's a bit of a jokester, so.
Per the rules in section A, give you away.
Okay, so I think that looks fine now because we're not actually this is more of for fun role playing, guys. Like if anyone's gonna come in here and be like, actually you've been playing the entire game wrong, I'm gonna be like, well, who cares? That looks more realistic. So
Those people are in my streams all the time.
let's go ahead and roll first aid again. you technically would have failed, but yeah.
Got him.
Oh my god.
Oh wow!
By one.
Whoa!
By one.
Whew.
That's good.
Whew,
I
okay.
like that.
All
Can
right.
you imagine
I like this girl.
Amos had backhanded her and then a failed first aid roll did more damage to her?
It would have been a great loss to the crew, I'm sure.
Okay, so ouch, we did first aid earlier, and you had to roll like 1d something. Oh, nope, wouldn't tell us.
Give me that juicy HP.
Hush. HP. Okay. I'm finding it. A, B, C, D, E, F. There we go. Oh, actually, it doesn't even matter. I think we were supposed to be using medicine this entire time.
Nice.
Wait, what's the difference between first aid and
So
medicine?
first aid is supposed to be delivered within 1 hour, in which case it grants 1 hit point. It may be attempted once, with subsequent attempts constituting a push roll. 2 people can work together to administer it.
Oh.
And then medicine is
Long-term stuff.
okay, so treatment, yeah, it takes a minimum of 1 hour. So you're going to be spending 1 hour there. Delivered any time after damage. If it's not performed on the same day, it's the next day. The difficult level is increased, requiring a hard success. Wow.
First aid or medicine?
Medicine.
It was
good.
within 24 hours, right? Because it was last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, I guess we'll go within 24 hours. Yeah. So let's just make it a success. All right.
Okay.
Now try medicine.
What's yours? What's your medicine?
80. It's even better than our first aid, so
Oh,
my
we're good then.
hopefully.
Medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah, medicine roll. Let's do it.
There you go. Okay. And then it is 1d3.
Come on, 3
Me
baby.
or
Come
you?
on, 3 baby.
You, Olivia.
Okay.
Olimoley. Wow. Okay, that was.
3. You can do it. 3 baby. Give me a 3.
Nice.
Oh,
Yes.
that is amazing.
I'm looking sharp, guys. I'm
A
looking
whole lot
fresh.
of green. Look at all that green.
Yeah, I want to note she's rolling really high, which for the green rolls was a little bit alarming, but for the final roll, that's good.
That
Okay,
is
I'm
good.
on 6.
All right. Okay, great.
Feeling good.
That was done. So it took
Got
an
your
hour.
wheelchair.
I feel like I tackled the world now.
Yeah, you're 6 points. Is that like
Big
half your
6
health
point- hit
points?
Thanks,
point,
best
girl.
friend, Miss Anna Finley.
Mhm.
Really got my back here. Welcome
Yeah.
to the crew.
You're at half hit
Yay.
points now.
Says the person that was like, you don't even go here.
You go to my skull, bitch.
Listen, there's always a bit of a hazing process that you're gonna live a tough love, you know.
Yeah.
You've been wholeheartedly warm welcome.
Yay.
All right. So that's done. So you get out of there around like 1 or 2 p.m. or something like that. Plenty of time to go to the bookstore, which is located. Bring out my really cool map that you guys won't get to see because it's so cool and really well drawn.
I love maps.
Secrets. Yes, quite. The old magic shop's over there, and the hospital's there.
Are maps the reason Broodlord and Pester are so broken right now?
Yeah, maps are really large in this map
Yeah.
pool.
You guys should let all the map makers know about this as well, by the way. They really love it.
I love it.
Okay, he's not in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it is right next to. Wait, what the fuck did I put? Oh, I know what I put. Oh, my handwriting's pretty bad. It's gonna be a
Well, she
little
figures
bit
that out.
east and south. It's southeast is what we would call that. The bookstore. Ye old bookstore. So not too long, like 15-minute walk. 20 minutes maybe. I'll have to figure that out later. But the point is something happens on the way. No monsters appear because it's broad daylight. When you walk through the streets, and you would notice this as you walk to the hospital as well, but because, time is of the essence. Remember that there is a huge monster last night, and that the Bradleys were had printed out newspapers that were being sold by all the street urchins, saying that they're going to hold like meetings and register their own like guard and basically make everyone feel safe because the police station, the police officers are doing a terrible job of it. And so everyone, as you walk through the crowded streets, all the shops and whatnot, they're like all a little on edge. Nothing's quite normal. You know, there might be a collection of people around a newspaper reading and being read to and stuff like that. But other than that, it's like everyone's on edge and there's less people than normal. Like all the kids are probably like being kept inside. So there's no like kids running around unless they're orphans and selling newspapers, I suppose. So it's all like a little bit weird feeling. But you get to the bookstore without anything happening. And as you walk into the bookstore and the nice little like old-fashioned bell with the door open, it's like ding, ding, yeah. You see one heck of a mess, right? So this is a rather large bookstore, actually. Maybe at one point in time it was the old library, but then they got like a bigger and better one that's across the street. Well, not the street, but you know, across the city. So it's actually fairly large, but it is absolutely just chock full of books, tons of bookcases, tons of book piles. There are some areas for sitting and reading. Presumably that's where Anna was doing some of her research. And there is a front, at the very front, there's the counter, very old-fashioned counter with the old-fashioned, you know, like, well, I guess current, modern, but yeah, 1920s cash register. And old style desk lamps and all that. There's not many people in it. There's like maybe 2 people of no real note, I suppose. And there is a nice looking old man who is also near the counter, presumably the guy you're looking for, although Anna would definitely be able to know. Is it going to be Anna or Anna?
Anna.
Okay,
Banana.
Okay.
Like how an Australian says banana.
Anna. All right. So
Banana.
Anna would recognize the bookkeeper, and that's what you see when you walk in. But as a reminder, this would be time for like spot hidden and research and all that.
All of us?
If you want, like it's up to you guys now. I just described the setting.
I'm always
I'm
spot
spot
hidden
hitting.
in your room.
Jesus, calm down, Call.
Wait, why is my spot hidden so low?
Well, you all failed, so.
Well,
I haven't gone
what's
yet.
his name hasn't rolled yet.
What's his name?
The other guy.
Wait, how did you fail that, Livy? Oh, you rolled intimidate. That's why.
Intimidate,
Oh.
maybe.
I was
You
gonna say, why was
intimidating
my
the
spot
bookstore?
hidden so low?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
let
got
me
25
Intimidate
like
the
rest of us.
bookkeeper, the 7-year-old bookkeeper.
Like, where's the fucking book, champ?
Okay.
Oh!
Scream. Okay,
Now
I'm
that's
good.
the
Oh shit! Avocado's back.
I'm back, baby. After that medicine was administered, thanks
Robbie,
to
did you get my
friend
plugin? Did you get my
Anna?
Roll20 plugin? That's an
Yeah.
Amos roll right there.
There you go, man. I have that Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition plugin to make sure you get
Yeah,
all
nice.
guaranteed crits in
Alright.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Forgot to deactivate it for the game where rolling high is bad.
Yeah,
Cool,
that
cool,
is
cool.
the
Show me
opposite.
the
isn't it?
spells book. I want to do some black magic.
Well, aren't you in luck? So you all, everyone except Avocado. Oh my god, this is so great. This is so great, you guys. Okay, so everyone but Avocado, and I guess Olivia didn't bother, or Olimoley didn't bother rolling, which is fine. So 2 out of 3 of you don't see anything. You see a bookstore and you see the people, and that's just about it. And you don't really make any significant finds. Then again, you are also at the very beginning of the bookstore, so we'll see you about later. But Avocado, with her super shrewd Australian eye, with her odd amount of knowledge, and
We do have good eyes in Australia.
yeah,
is true.
sure, guy wearing glasses says that.
No, that's good day, not good eye.
2020, baby.
Okay, I'll ignore what feardragon said.
What do you say?
Oh my god.
I said
He said It said it's g'day, not good eye.
That's a good one.
What a fucking idiot.
That's
I'm gonna
better.
block you from all messaging services that I have with you on it.
It was worth it.
Better joke
It
than,
was worth. It was worth.
than usual.
God.
All right,
Unbelievable.
she immediately sees, like, you walk in and there's like you kind of walk in on the right side of the wall, and then there's like a bunch of side. The rest of the bookstore kind of goes to the left and down. So you guys kind of go left to go to the counter, and again don't spot anything. But then she just looks like right down this hallway, and at the very end, her like eagle eyes see this book that looks very interesting, and it's kind of like hidden amongst other books as well, but they are also interesting books. So she kind of sees like the occult section without knowing it, and she's like, damn, that book looks really good. And so are you're gonna go up and you're gonna go look at it?
Yeah, I think I'll probably head over there. I'm getting the sense, like a really good, strong vibe from this book.
Okay.
Before you
Alright.
do that, just for the audience, what's your sanity level at?
My sanity level.
She's currently 79 out of 89.
79.
I wanted to wait until she committed to saying she was gonna go to this book and open it.
Yeah, so let me open up the appropriate there we go. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna roll a dice, and you're not gonna know what it is.
Keep in
was
mind,
it one,
Libby,
two,
that
three?
have you ever heard of the game? Have you ever heard of the game Darkest Dungeon? You know the game Darkest Dungeon?
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
course.
You heard of it? Yeah. So when your character reaches 100 stress, or I guess at 200 stress, they die of a heart attack. So keep
Oh my
in mind that sanity's like your basically your health bar.
Okay.
It's as important as your hit points.
Okay. I'm pretty
While you're
sane-
opening this
sane.
strange book, just keep that in mind.
Okay.
That's all.
Sane at the moment. Sort of.
Just helping a mate out. You know,
Decision has been made. Okay, you can't change the course of.
I really want to.
zero sanity equals death. Just let you know. Okay,
What's a
go
little
on.
bit of
But by all
black
means, open this weird book. By all means.
Okay. So you go you go back there, and you kind of move off the other books that are less important, and you pick this up, and it is a thin black book, and across the cover is embossed in large, like a large letter, is a yellow sign.
Anything yellow has got to be good.
Yes.
Good for branding.
That's all you see upon picking it up.
Okay.
What if you just, read some of the words out loud? What if you just started reading it?
Would that make me a wizard?
I don't
Yes.
know. I think there's only one way to try.
Let's just
Question
become
mark?
wizards. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, the sign that you see on the front of the cover makes you very interested in the book anyways. A sudden compulsion kind of rises over you. And you really, really, really want to read this book. So,
Should have asked the chief for a bigger gun.
you open up the book, and the text is definitely ambiguous, and it's kind of dreamlike. And you see that there's a lot of like weird sentences and weird imagery, and you start to really just feel very weird about this book. And the more you read it, the more that you start to feel very, very odd. So you look back at the front cover with the yellow sign, and now you have to, let's see here. You have to roll, what is that? Yeah, you have to roll 1d6.
Homegirl's gone. I just got here. She's gonna die.
Not quite. Okay,
Mediocre,
so
mediocre.
you lose 3 sanity points.
Okay.
But what you now like is you kind of like do that, and you're like, oh man, I feel really, really weird. I don't really like what's going on here. You go back to read more of the pages, trying to figure things out. Maybe it seems like a little bit more, maybe it makes more sense now that you've done that. You realize that you're reading a book, a play called The King in Yellow. And you now have the playbook in your hands, which is a very mysterious tome, shall we say, that has caused many problems in the past that you would not necessarily know about. You just know that you are very interested in this book, and you definitely would like to keep this book in your possession. Even if it costs you your potato and your avocado and whatever you want. That's how badly you want to keep this book.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She would keep it over her avocado.
No. I will give up all my money instead.
I'm sorry, but the keeper's actually telling you what's up, Libby.
Yeah.
Well, I can roll. I can roll anything you want.
I can
I'll
roll. I can change. Give me no chance.
Sorry, Livy. This is how you roll now.
Oh my god.
Actually, I need to check one more thing. What causes insanity? Oh, where's my folder?
Up. Keeps going again.
Livy,
Quick, everyone roll. Oh, shit, he's back.
it's on fire.
It's time.
What if I give other people a glimpse of this book?
Okay.
What?
Actually,
She's like, what if I kill everyone around me? Can I
While
s-
you do that, Jess,
What?
can I roll spot hidden to see Livy and whatever she's about to do?
Is that spot hidden?
That's not really spot hidden.
What would it be? Like, notice that she's just behaving kind of. If we're all just like looking around, because we all are actually
Can
no.
you ever get sanity points back?
No,
Because I can
I
talk to
don't
Anna Finley and she
so.
can be psychologying on me
I
back
think
to
you
safe.
don't. I think you don't get sanity back. I thought I read.
You can. Very small
therapist.
amounts can be got back from like a restful sleep or something like that, and then you can also you can
Okay.
actually go to a mental hospital and stay there for extended periods of time if you're
I
really
thought
That sounds
mental
like a good idea.
institutions make you crazier back in the 1920s.
No. They're meant to help.
I thought they make you actually indefinitely insane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That'd be pretty shocking to hear.
Shut the hell up. Oh my god.
Welcome to the call.
Ooh,
Libby.
okay. I actually did that wrong initially.
Olimoley is like, why the fuck did I join this?
Like gonna be another 3 months of this shit.
Here we go. Yeah, that didn't happen to you. Okay, so yeah, you really like this book, but you're not gonna literally go up to the bookkeeper and be like, I need this, like I will give you everything in my possession, but you do really want it, and you certainly are interested in how much it costs.
Mhm.
There you go.
Can I slide it into my sack on my stick?
You could try.
Discreetly.
You have to steal.
Oh wait, I don't know what my steal is.
There's sleight of hand.
I did some reading while you guys
that's
were
mad. Yeah, that's not
while you
bad.
guys were doing these roles. I did some
Mhm.
reading. Apparently, your personal belongings can be reflected on during the level up phase. So when you're resting, when we level up,
Yeah.
you can reflect on them to potentially save insanity points.
Oh, that's
to get
right.
some back.
Yes, if you have like a keepsake or something
Yeah,
interesting.
a keepsake,
Yeah.
like for instance, Livybee's avocado.
It's like going home to de-stress when you pet a cat, except for her, it's like, yes, avocado.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Now
my day
she's
was
the
really
book
rough. I need to
that she
decompress, and she pats a fucking fruit. Yeah, there you go. She's doing it
Oh
right
my
now.
Very good.
Yes. So that's what happens to you.
All right. Did I get sanity back now?
No.
No, that's when we level up.
Uh,
All right, I'm gonna ask the shopkeeper how much said book is.
Okay. Yeah, hold on.
Why wouldn't you just take it?
My sleight of hand is 10.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
I
okay.
actually need to redo something. So go ahead and roll your sanity.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, but you
that's
succeeded.
not
Okay,
good.
you're fine.
Oh, I thought it was good if I failed for sanity.
No,
So
you have
it's
to give
good if you-
intelligence rolls and stuff.
Right. So it's good to pass sanity. If you fail sanity check and then you get 5 or more sanity lost in a single roll, then you do like a comprehension check, and that's when it's good to fail it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the third step.
All right.
So yeah, no, it's good that you passed this one.
Good.
Yeah.
Sweat off my brow.
It would have been so much more interesting if you hadn't passed, though.
No, no.
Yeah. Okay, so I just have to keep note of something. Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie-poopsie.
Avocado will blankety blank blank redacted. Okay, so yeah, you go up to the bookkeeper, and you're like, hey, like, I assume you're just like, this book, I want to buy this book. It's very interesting, right? How much is it?
Yellow embossing. It would
Yeah.
go nicely in my bookshelf. Could you please tell me the price?
The bookkeeper turns around and looks at you, and then looks at the book, and kind of has like an unreadable expression and says, I don't believe this book's really for sale. I'm sorry.
Why?
That must have been misplaced.
Misplaced? Nonsense. That's a bunch of filly folly. I think you should sell me this book.
Well, my
How much?
dear, and he's like a really like nice grandfatherly type, so you actually are okay with him calling you like dear and stuff.
Okay.
He's like, well, my dear, it's I'm afraid it's a very dangerous book. It might give you something of what you're looking for, but I'm not sure that the drawbacks are really worth it.
I can feel it in my inner core, my grandpa dude, that this book will help me. I can feel it. So I think you should sell me the book, and we'll be having no quarrels here.
And he
There's gonna be
kind
a
of
quarrel.
a little surprised at the quarrel comment, but you could try to charm or convince him, persuade. There we go.
Let's have a look. Do we want to can we charm, or do we have to persuade?
Either
No,
one.
You can do either.
Persuade.
You
Yeah.
just pick something that'll convince someone to do something.
Okay,
You
let's
could even
persuade.
intimidate if you really
Ah.
wanted.
How? How is that possible?
Okay.
Push
well.
it.
It's a 50-50
It's
roll.
always gone well.
I'll push the roll.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah. 50-50 push.
God, I just love watching the world burn.
How did you convince her it was a 50-50?
What do you mean?
She has a 50 in it. It's a 50-50.
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
Oh, guys, this is not good.
Oh, I guess so. Okay, all right.
What? No, don't take away my avocado.
Oh my
Just
God.
anything but the avocado.
I know we're on the same team, but I'm enjoying this.
Okay, so
Yeah,
when
I'm
she
kind of enjoying it too.
she initially is like, please, I really, really want this book. Like, it's totally worth whatever I can handle it. And he once again takes a deep breath and says, really, ma'am, you're not going to enjoy this book. I can almost guarantee that you won't. And then she huffs. Excuse me, I know what I'm doing, okay? I know all the things about this yellow sign and the yellowness, and give me this book.
And fuck you, you stupid.
Which shockingly does not convince this guy, and he just
Stupid
shakes his
grandpa
head.
dude.
And he
Did
goes,
we overhear
please,
this?
please return that book to where you found it. I promise you it is not worth keeping.
Okay, should I slip it in my hack sack?
Yo, what?
Can I do
Your
that right
hacky
now?
sack?
Okay,
What?
hold on.
Isn't a hacky sack what you
Yeah, it's
kick
like
with your
what
foot at like college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My little backpack is
Your
hitchhiker's
knapsack?
nappy nap.
Knapsack.
I mean, now that you've like failed a push, like he's gonna literally be watching you. So if you're gonna try and
Alright.
steal this book, you're gonna need to go ahead and go for
I'm
like
gonna
an
have to
extreme.
persuade my good friend Anna to steal it for me.
What?
Oh
Let
no.
me get to this.
all right, John Doe will do it for me.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god.
He's got the best sleight of hand.
You could try to persuade him if feardragon isn't on board.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Persuade feardragon, you mean?
I'm gonna persuade. I'm gonna persuade no John Doe because he's got good sleight of hand. I think.
Well, hold on. Tell me how this conversation goes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go up to John Doe discreetly after putting the book back to where I found it, in the shadows in the corner of the bookstore in a very dusty, kind of dimly lit, covered by books type situation behind the shelf so no one can see us. I'll be like, listen, John Doe, we've got to have some words real quick. All right. Now, don't you think you can get your mitts on this book, but I'm going to need you to steal it for me.
What's in the book?
Once you steal it for me, you have to give it to me instantly. Don't even look at it. Deal?
No, what's in the book?
Why didn't that work? I don't know.
It's a bunch of... Listen, it's a bunch of Philly folly. You won't even be interested.
What is Philly Folly?
Actually, yeah, that's what I asked. What is Philly Folly?
It's just a bunch of girl stuff, all right? You doesn't concern you.
Feminine stuff.
So the girl, you wouldn't
Actually,
understand, all right?
At this point, I'm like,
Like, listen, it's
are you
really
asking for
important,
money?
crucial for the mission.
Do you want money? I could just loan you some money.
The thing is, listen, the grandpa dude says the book's not for sale, so we have to steal it. You in?
Why is the book not for sale?
You want me to persuade you to some cash? I can give you some of my cash.
Do you
Listen, I'll
have
give you
any
$5.
cash? I don't think you have any cash.
I have $49 on me.
It's not
I
bad.
don't think that's enough to persuade me. Is that? Do you really?
But
have $49?
I cannot give you the whole 49. I'm gonna need only give you about $5.
Look, here's my upper limits, but I can give you. That was so good. You should get an advantage on this persuade roll.
Livibee,
$5.
I can't wait for you to. I want to be. I want to fly to. I want to fly to Sydney. If you ever go out and buy a car or something and you need to negotiate a price, I just can't wait. I want to be in the room with you and the dealer.
This is prime.
Just be like,
Come
look,
with me?
look,
All
I've
right.
got $200,000, but I cannot go above 10 grand. All right. I just want to be in the room when you do that with a dealer. Oh my god, I just want it so bad.
So,
Oh.
could you help me out, my dude? John, how long have we known each other? We've known each other for a
Two
really long
Like a
time.
day.
Like 2
We've
days.
been through some shit together, John. I just need
That you
one favor.
caused.
Just
Woo.
one favor.
I'm
Will you
gonna
help
go.
me?
At this point, I think I would, unless
Oh.
there's like some other role that's gonna keep me here. I'm gonna go find Amos.
Okay, I'm gonna
and be
persuade roll.
Like, do you know what she's talking about?
I'm too busy keeling with laughter and clutching at my ribs.
I'm persuading John Doe.
Oh God.
There we go.
What do I counter roll?
Oh god, Jesus.
What do I counter roll?
Can you counter roll? I don't think you can. I
No,
just
of course you
persuaded
can. Like,
I'm pretty sure my $5 is pretty enticing.
Don't you just both roll persuade?
I feel like they should have some advantage though, because it's really bad convincing. You know, like, I'm gonna try and look this up here.
I have a question. How exactly do rolls for against players work? Is it literally
Yeah.
just whoever gets a higher or lower
I
roll?
think so. I think it's just
It's-
higher.
Even if I have like a really low because that seems a little weird.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
If I have a really low persuade.
Even if you fail, it has to
Like,
beat mine.
Yeah, like for example, I have
So
a
you
10
have to
and
beat 42, is what you're saying? Like roll lower than a 42?
Is it lower to beat? Yeah.
So that's
Yes.
that's what I mean
Lower's
though. Like,
better.
and this is gonna work against me what I'm about to say, but like I have a 10 in persuade. If I rolled a 40, I would have failed my roll, but I would have.
Still would have beaten me. Yeah. Right?
So how does that work?
Does that work like that?
I don't know.
Are we about to pull up?
Consult the rule book. I'm going to go to the loo real quick while you guys do that. Sorry.
Of course, I'm consulting the rulebook. I know I highlighted this last time, because we almost had player to player. So it's a question if I highlighted it here or other forms of damage.
I do like that. Avocado's first reaction was, I need to steal this book.
Yeah,
And
right.
I need to go to the person I met 15 minutes ago and ask.
But you
them
have
to
good
steal-
sleight of hand, because you're real sneaky all the time.
No,
so-
you went to Anna first. Or you were like about to? You were
Well,
talking
I don't want
about
to ruin my friendship with Anna yet because she's got good medicine. I'm not 100% health yet.
She is the only one of us that has not proven herself to be a degenerate.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a noble, upstanding citizen of Arkham. She's works at a hospital,
Yeah.
caring for the sick.
Get the context of this. The only thing besides like general interaction we've just seen of her is that her reaction was, I think there's a cult. Let me go as a dutiful citizen, report this to the police chief. And then you're like, I think this girl can steal this book from me. I really like that.
Well, it's only because she's the new girl. The new girl's normally easily peer pressured.
yeah.
Okay, I think I would.
That's fair.
I'm not 100% sure. Like, it says if two investigators are opposing one another, or if investigators in conflict with a significant non-player character, keep them require an opposed roll. Both sides make a skill roll and compare the level of success, which is where we're at right now. But I can give a penalty roll to Avocado and a bonus roll or whatever. Yeah, bonus die to feardragon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and as we recall, the way you do bonus rolls and penalty rolls is you roll. Oh God, what is it? So you know how like the way that we're supposed to be rolling dies, like 2 dies, one's the 10s, one's the 1s.
Oh, you can swap the digits, or
No, so you just roll 2 dies for the 10s. So and then the penalty die would choose the lower or the higher 10, because it'd be worse. And then the bonus die would take the lower 10s. You know what I mean?
it's just swapping the digit, right?
Yes, you just swap the digit.
Okay.
So an
Could we just do a
86
normal
becomes a
roll and swap the
46.
digit?
What?
Can we just do a normal roll and swap the digit if it's anyway? Okay, never mind. Yeah, all right, I got it.
Oh my God.
I got what I was saying. I'm
Just tell
complicated.
me what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I will roll persuade, and we're gonna
Right.
find out that I failed this so terribly that it doesn't matter.
No, wait.
I do.
Oh my.
Did you not understand what I said?
I think you have to roll a 10, don't we?
No, you did not understand what
know.
I was saying.
I
Yeah.
did understand, but think of it like this: we already have the numbers 6 and 9. I can already
Nice.
Can you shut up for a second? Sorry. I
I'm
can
just in the
say,
sidelines,
like,
man.
the other-
I'm watching this
other-
unfold.
Imagine that there were 2 d10s.
So if you
like,
roll like an
it would have been a 6 and 9. I would have swapped them. Like 6 and 9 is the lower of the 2, right? Otherwise, it would have been 96.
what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that's what is happening
No.
here.
Okay.
No, so you roll. So to get a 1d100, if you did not have this access to this, you would roll 1d10 and another d10, and 1d10 says 6, another one says 6. That's 66, right?
Right.
So a bonus roll would be rolling that 10s die again. So say you get a 4, that's lower and thus better. So a 66 would become a 46.
Oh, so then I would roll one more. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. So I do an extra roll.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then she'd do the same thing, except that she would choose the higher number, which would be worse because she's a penalty.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So am I
That's
rolling
really-
3d10 then?
I mean, yeah, like the way that you would do it, I guess. Yeah, I guess you do. Well, we have to choose now. So it'd be roll 1d10, then 1d10, and choose the lower of those numbers for feardragon and higher for Livibee.
Okay. Am I rolling or is it just Ravi?
Let's do feardragon first.
Okay, so I'm rolling 2d10. So I got 2 and 5.
Okay, but that would
Nice.
be a 20. Okay, so that would be 2. That would be 20. So you're in 20 digits,
Okay.
and then you'd roll 1d10 again for the ones. So you're at
Okay,
27.
27.
That's really good. Okay, now it's Avocado's turn.
Okay, so am I rolling a d10?
Yeah, you can do it like how feardragon did it or whatever.
Oh god.
Okay, that's not great.
Not good,
Mm.
is it?
Wait, was that a 0 or is that a?
Oh shit. Actually, you know
Because
what?
remember,
I do have to
tens,
check. I do have to
You
check.
can't be. Otherwise, it would be like 102.
I
which
think
you
it's a
can't roll.
0.
I think it's a 0.
I think it's really good,
I think she
actually.
fucking annihilated this roll.
No, because she would choose the higher number of the two, so hers would
Which
still
is
be a 2. So we're down to like the fucking wire with the ones.
Isn't it
Alright.
20 then? Oh, right.
27.
Oh
So
my god, you guys
25?
rolled the exact same.
What happens?
No
I think
way.
we tied. We tied. So we need a tiebreaker then.
How is that ever gonna happen?
Don't you just roll again if it's a tiebreaker?
In the case of a draw, the side with the higher skill value wins.
So hold on. I think now we
So it's
place
Fear
down
Dragon.
3 more cards and it goes to double Uno. So whoever draws the higher card actually just.
High
No,
card.
it'd be
Well.
like whoever has the higher
Yeah.
base of that skill, which I think is
Oh, that's Fear Dragon.
of
Higher
Persuade?
base? Persuade? I have 10.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
shit.
got 50.
yeah, I know Livibee would have that one.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Oh my god, I did not
Damn.
see
So
that
you
coming.
stealing my Fear Dragon, you stealing my book. Go,
I feel like
go
she
get to
deserves
work.
it.
All right. I guess I'm stealing this. I think I'm finally.
Nice.
You know what? To rewind this back, her argument was that it's about womanly things. So at this point, I'm just like, okay. And I just. Did I notice that she got into that scuffle with the bookkeeper?
grandma
Yeah,
did.
you would have,
Okay.
Mr. Candyman.
because you're
I
about
would
to talk to
first-
him. So
Okay. So it was purple. It was like a purple book on the outside.
It
it's
was
a black book
black,
with a
thin black
Okay.
with
yeah.
yellow.
I try and find something before I go in that looked at least a little bit similar. Not totally like 100%, but like a little bit similar, at least color, shape wise.
Mhm.
And I'd find it something I can like hot swap it. Cause like I know that she just made a whole kerfuffle about this. And I don't want
Smart,
it to just
smart.
be like, the book is missing. I wonder who took it. And he just goes straight after Avocado.
okay, you're gonna have to do a. So I mean, Avocado's probably going to be watching you to see if you go to the right place. So let's assume that you go to the actual place where she put the book, and you're just looking over there for a book that's similar. Is that
I think I would
Just into the bookstore.
if
with
she's
a-
if you're gonna try and take any book on the way there, I feel like you have to do a stealth as well, because she'd notice that you didn't go all the way to the back.
does she really care? Like
She's asking you to steal a book. Of course she
No,
cares.
he's
From the
saying that
book.
he's getting a dummy book too.
She was
Yeah.
already insane before she rolled that she was
this,
insane.
this isn't a dummy book for Avocado.
No,
This
no, no.
is-
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know.
look
You're
at
getting a
Jones's
dummy book to put
Yeah.
where the
Oh,
real book
yeah.
was.
When you
So that the bookkeeper doesn't.
Oh.
Like
Oh.
Indiana
Look at it.
Jones kind of
well,
swap.
okay,
kinda
but
thing.
I mean,
Ah,
like wait.
this
Thank
is
you.
really stupid.
I feel like that's unnecessary. I'm gonna be honest. Like I could make you
Okay.
roll and go through the trials and tribulations, but with the way that it's set up, is that like his actual eyesight to the book, the
Oh, okay.
corner wouldn't even be direct. He wouldn't even see
Okay,
it.
perfect. Then I would just roll through. I wouldn't even like stop on the aisle. I would just like swipe it.
Okay.
I'd like try and make it a quick run by. Sleight of hand. Critical success,
Holy
baby.
shit.
Oh my
Wham.
god!
I actually steal the bookcase. Sell it.
I don't even know what to say about that. You definitely steal the
amazing.
book and you successfully hide it. Like there's like you hide it like in your butt cheeks or something. Like he's never gonna
Apparently,
find
Distance
Hide
of
my
the book was
prison
deleted
wallet.
from the man's existence too.
He's just never gonna find it.
I just imagine.
This is the
I'm
most
like-
fun I've ever had in a bookshop, and I love books.
I just
Okay.
imagine Avocado is like, okay, you're gonna go steal it. And I'm like, I've already stolen it. She looks, the book is behind her in the shelf. I'm like, woo, magic.
Is that really
Yeah,
what you
okay,
wanted to
where
use
is
your
it? He's
critical
like, no.
success?
That's some wizardry right there.
I like a normal, sane degenerate. I go over. I steal the book.
Well, that's
This is why I
successful.
asked- This is why I asked John Doe to complete
You
this
know, have
task.
you have the king in
fact.
yellow in your butt cheeks. Okay, yeah, that happened. So I feel like it took an awfully long time. I feel like during this, Anna could have gone up and talked to the bookkeeper for like at
Let's-
least 5
let's
minutes
say,
by
yeah.
now.
Yeah, like years. Straight up.
They're basically family friends at this point.
Yeah, so let's just like rewind time
Raised
by
the
a
family in his
couple
bookshelf. in his
couple
bookshelf.
minutes here. You went up to the bookkeeper after he had told the Avocado to put the book back, and you say what?
Me?
I mean, if that is your choice, I mean, either you or Amos, or what do you do in the bookshop? Because he doesn't really care that you came in. He's used to people just coming in and looking around.
Right.
Well, you're gonna have to lead us here, Olivia.
Right. So
Since you're the expert.
Yeah. You want to investigate this
so
dude.
we Yeah,
Candyman.
since we've obviously known each other or we're familiar with each other since he's the one who helped me like find the books that I needed to research. Um, I'm going to go with Amos, I believe, right?
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna go up to the bookkeeper, and I'm gonna be like, um, "Hi, I'm back again. It's nice to see you, Mr. Kennedy."
Do like my Deckard Cain voice. Hello there. um,
It hurts
no.
to be alive.
And I'm
So,
like,
mhm.
"This is my friend, Mr. I forgot his name already.
Amos,
Mr. Amos."
Tolliver.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I was hoping to look back on the books that you recommended to me before. Could you help me find them again?
Oh, yeah, he seems very happy to see you, and he's like, "Oh yes, yes, of course. Your friends? Did you? What interests in this do they have?"
My friend here is actually interested in the uh, strange happenings that have been occurring throughout town, and I was hoping to give him some more guidance on it from the books that I've been reading.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, he just says, "Oh yes, well, I mean, certainly very odd things have been happening. I would suggest," and he starts walking, just expecting you to follow. And he walks like an old man, so
So we're basically just like taking one step
So
at a
we're
it's
time.
like it's like an escort quest. Like you can't
Yeah.
you're going both too fast and too slow. Um, yeah, and eventually he like walks down, a couple of bookshelves, and he looks up and he goes, "Oh yes," and he pulls out a couple of books like, here and there, and he hands you like 3 books, and they're all, let's say that they're very what's the word? Like, I want to say they're very textbook, but that's a little redundant. There's something particularly interesting about them, right? He hands you 3 books, and they're all in English, and they have some images these are books that you've looked over yourself, um, somewhat in depth, I suppose. It's possible you missed things. You're just kind of flipping through, and he says, "These were a great start for you. I think they'd be a great start for your friend."
So I say thank you, and I'm since I've obviously looked into these books before, I'm looking for the exact page that I remember seeing, like the one image that I'm used to seeing in all 3 books, or all the books that I've encountered. Um, so that's what I'm looking for right now.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to. I mean, you flip through the books again. They're like what, 200, 300 pages, but
Mhm.
well, maybe not even. But yeah, you flip through them and you see the image that you're looking for, and you point to it, and it is the image of basically a blob of tentacles with like maybe a mouth. Who knows what that really is? And it's very like crudely drawn and clearly like not the original artwork. It's all copied and printed and whatnot.
All right, so I'm looking at these books. I'm pointing to this image in particular to Amos, and I'm like, this is what I think is going to happen. I think this is going to be what the police chief was talking about.
You think the cult is summoning this?
Yes, it's in all of these books. Like, this is the one image that I keep seeing.
And reminder to our experienced investigators that you guys have seen this same image with Carbuncle's paintings
That's right, it
and
was on the painting.
statues.
Mm-hmm,
And the statue you were given was even a little podium with a ball of tentacles on top of it.
Yeah, but I think we fucked up with that statue.
Did you drop
Who's-
it? What do you mean?
No, I mean, like, we didn't check it.
Oh yeah. You just looked at it and were like, meh.
We just went, oh, it's a statue, cool, whatever,
Yeah.
and put it in there back and continued. So yeah, can we get more info on this from this man? Is he an expert, or does he just own the book?
He kind of turned around and let you did your thing and is like looking to make sure every other book is in place. which it's not, but
But
if
he's
you want,
old,
you can
so-
get his attention and be like, "Excuse me, sir. Like, is this
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna give him the old tap on the shoulder, get him to turn around. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
sir, we've seen this symbol before. What does this mean? What is this?
And he looks at it and adjusts his glasses, which he was totally wearing. Yes, I've seen that image quite a few times. It's something. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know the name of this particular creature. One of the gods, I believe, some ancient religion, one or another. But he looks around his bookstore. He says, I'm afraid I just don't quite remember what book it's in." And then he just kind of gets like a far off gaze and doesn't say much more.
1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Well, that's extremely not helpful.
Okay.
What book?
Bookstore.
I mean, you guys have library use
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
spot hidden.
Does that mean we go hunting? Because my library use is shit.
It's up to you. Use your.
I'm gonna
Well,
go
I
for
look
it.
at Amos and I'm like, well,
Oh
what do we-
shit! Never mind. There it is. It's my library use right
Nice
there.
work.
So Maynard immediately starts looking around, thinking that he can
Yeah, I'm
find
done.
this
I'm
book.
done with this dude. Fuck him and his fucking shit memory, old guy. Let's go. I'm going hunting here.
Olimoley, what were you gonna do?
Well, I was gonna ask him like, what is he looking for? Like, since he's like perusing through all these books.
Looking for more indications of this symbols. Maybe something with some text next to the picture that can explain what the hell this is.
Okay, so I'm going to help him with that since.
Yes, please.
Okay. The only clues you have to work off of for the guy just lost track of his own thoughts was that it's from like an ancient god, maybe is all he really remembered, and the shape of it, but very little else to go on. So your initial instinct is to look through the other books that he handed you, and you do see like one or two other mentions of it, but they're only so helpful. So you continue looking around the section that he took you to. You may or may not have noticed all the things happening with feardragon and Livibee.
I'll tell you, there's one thing they didn't notice: book being stolen.
Definitely didn't. I mean, these two might not have realized that you guys had gone off. I mean, I think you, as you start looking around using your library use, you realize that that Avocado and John Doe are like on the other side of this bookshelf, basically.
Yeah. Avocado's just like staring at him, and he's like walking funny.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, do you do like, because right now you actually do not see like anything that like just jumps out at you that like, hey, this is the book that has it. So, well, that was a successful library use roll. You kind of need a little bit more.
Snap.
Really?
Do we already have the book?
Do you know how many times I've rolled a 12, Keeper? I've
Never.
rolled a 12, like, never exactly. That's way less than 90, which is my average roll.
Average, yeah.
Well, you do get
All
the
right.
distinct. I can say that you get the impression that this is definitely not all of the books on this subject, even though the guy took you there.
Okay.
But there must be more.
Maybe the other book on this subject is crammed up Ravi's prison wallet.
You're the one who fabricated the store that stuck it up there. I am magic.
The keeper told us that you stuck it up there.
Anything Keeper says is truth.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe you should ask
Power
Mr.
and-
Grandpa dude to take you to the cellar.
Wow.
That's where all the good books are kept. Everyone knows that.
Is it?
No, I did not plan a cellar in this
how do you-
bookstore.
How do you sell books
Wait,
that are underground and not on
Libby,
display?
It's
Is
easy.
that
It's
how
a
movie
cellar.
stores work for you too?
Have you guys seen
Nah.
You on Netflix?
Seen what?
Oh, that's right.
You. on
You.
Netflix.
You on Netflix
Yeah.
You, I don't know.
The
in
Sakata
1920
bookstore.
something?
Is it an Australian only thing?
Is it? No, I don't think
think-
so. I think it's worldwide.
What's it
You,
about?
YOU. It's basically about a creeper who owns a bookstore, and you know, he is a psychopath. Basically, kills people.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Well,
in his cellar, the good books are down there. Keep
the
mid
good
condition, temperature controlled.
Your defense. That's
human
how it is in
skin
Doctor
wrap
Strange.
books.
Yeah. So
Oh,
is how
yeah,
it
the forbidden section.
Mm-hmm.
the forbidden section. They're the books that you don't want to sell because they're too high of value.
Yeah, this is definitely on Australian Netflix. I'm
Isn't
not sure
it
it's on
irony
NA.
that the books you don't want to sell are in the cellar?
Yeah. So let's go down to his cellar. Easy peasy solved.
He doesn't have a cellar.
Oh.
You just assumed.
Really, one could naturally. assume.
Livybee's like Ellen Page in in that fucking Christopher Nolan movie. Was it Inception? She's just like walking through and creating things and folding like the city upon itself. She's just like, and this is the cellar in the bookshelf where all the hidden books are that we need. And somebody
She's the
goes like, wait,
architect.
I'm the keeper. And she's like, I don't care. The city is now folding in half.
Yeah, so there's no cellar. Let's say that you Avocado, now that she knows her book is in safe hands.
Chill.
No.
Safe hands.
Is now no longer just intoxicated by the idea of getting that book and realizes that maybe there's like more interesting things in that particular section. Quay?
Okay. Yeah, I'm
So,
pretty much
we'll
just
poke
interested
each
in this entire bookstore now.
Yeah. Have we
Well,
run into them yet?
I'm gonna go ahead and take one of the books that I've seen with the drawing.
Mhm.
So everybody's up to this pace because I don't know what their issue is. Like I'm gonna keep everyone up to date, and I'm gonna show them that this is the drawing that I was talking about,
Okay. That makes
and
sense.
say that Amos is looking for more information. Could you guys help us find? If you guys see any books that have this drawing, can you guys show us?
I love that she actually communicates.
Yeah.
Yeah, feardragon, is there
I'm
any
gonna-
dark hole that you can think of that might have more information?
I am going to say, based on what I know, I'm gonna say
Like
like
a-
I haven't seen anything, but Avocado, you had a book that you said you found, right? What was actually? And then I'll like stop and I'm like, oh, you said that was about like feminine hygiene or something, right?
I like how that's what mine went to when I said girly things.
Yeah, it's girly things, yeah.
Yeah, girly things. Yeah.
Maybe it's My Little Pony, man. You don't know.
Yeah, but think about what would get him to persuade him to stop asking questions.
Yes, the girly stuff. It's about shoes and feminine hygiene and how to talk to boys.
Is that
You
what you
know.
actually say?
Yeah, well, God, of course.
Okay. Wow. We're really okay.
You interested? You want to have a little bit of a read?
Me?
Mm.
Yes, please. So since I mean,
Okay, well, let's not read it here because if Dr. Grandpa Dude, like, if he finds us reading this, take it
you
off
are
us.
just to intercept real quick, out of character, just to intercept real quick to help out the team. We are talking about reading a book and sharing that book that has already subtracted 3 sanity points from one of our characters, and she rolled well. So just keep in mind that this is the book that we're talking about. Okay, and scene. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll share it with
Continue.
you.
Continue trying to get one of our teammates that has just joined us to read this book.
Yeah, we can't read it
continue.
now, though.
No, you're doing great. Continue. No, go. Okay.
can't read it now. Why not?
I just told you that Grandpa Dude will snatch it off us. He's a bit of a stickler.
Did
He
you
doesn't wanna
steal a
sell it.
book?
No, don't worry about it.
No.
And she's like, oh,
We're good here.
Okay. Well, I guess let's try to find anything we can first, and then
Okay.
we can head out if we can't find any more leads here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go use my library use now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Good plan.
Oh no.
Rip. Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Well, you're very familiar with the library. You try to like see if you missed anything. But actually, Ugh. Okay.
I roll spell hidden. Should I use library use?
No.
Words you speak for a living.
You know what? let's say that Maynard's library use actually actually netted him something even more considerable than I said. Okay, let's actually just rewind for a second.
Okay.
The other thing that he noticed was actually in the book with the picture. He noticed the name Randolph Carter. Just put that in there.
Very scary name.
Yes, I know.
Randolph.
And okay, so
Is that the old god? Is that the old god that we're talking about here, Randolph Carter?
Yes, that's his name. No, it just is the image was attributed to this guy, and you just noticed, you kept there like, it's maybe useful for later, in your mind when you saw the first image of it, and there may or may not be like continued images, or references to that guy with the images. So yeah, let's just put that back in there. Okay, and back to the present. So. Yeah, Anna doesn't find anything else, despite having been more familiar with the library. And now we can continue scene.
All right. Is Old Man River around here still? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna inquire about this Randolph Carter
Okay.
to the man, see if he jogs his memory.
All right, so you come up and you're like, hey, this image had a contributor. Who's this Randolph Carter guy? And he looks down from he was looking up trying to fix the books, and he looks down at you showing him on the book this name, and he adjusts his glasses, and once again, and says, that does sound familiar. Where would I have read it? Oh, is it a biography? Or maybe Then he just trails off again.
Can Anna apply medicine to this guy to give him some like?
I'll apply some medicine to this guy in a
Alzheimer's?
second.
Some Alzheimer's medicine.
Yeah, she'll just take 2 of these Alzheimer tablets and call me in the morning.
That's my name. No, it isn't, Grandpa. Yeah. That's all you got.
He's sitting there going,
Well, yeah.
That-
I mean, if you're gonna wait like 2 more minutes, he's gonna eventually go. So, what did you need?
Stay here and listen a while.
Yeah, that's the line.
Just put it on repeat, though.
All right, well. Okay, I guess I make a mental footnote of this Randolph Carter.
Okay.
And that's the extent of my library use. I don't have I haven't gotten any deeper here. Sorry to say.
Okay.
Team.
Anyone else want to
Bam.
give it a go? Communicate with each other, so on and so forth.
Do I?
We all
hear
hate
this?
each other.
Well,
Yeah.
do I,
I-
I don't hate you guys.
Yeah, Anna's
No,
pretty
except for
cool.
Anna. I like Anna, but God.
I like you more than the others, but I don't trust you yet. I do like you more than the others, though.
Do I hear over what he's talking to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the biography section then, since that's the one he was saying about. Like, did he had a biography, right?
Yes.
Fine
I'll
idea.
try to look over
The
there.
look of pain on Jess's face is like, holy shit, I have a player who understands. hints.
Yeah, he's like, someone knows how to play this game?
Look, Olivia, if ZombieGrub didn't say anything, we were going to end up in the air vent of this building. All right,
Yeah, yeah.
like this is, yeah.
Do I do another library use, right?
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
Well, that makes things a lot
Gonna
easier for me.
find
Oh my god, thank god.
Everything about this dude.
You're blessed to
Okay.
have me here.
So, you with like another like eagle eye, and you've been here before too, so it makes a bit of sense. You go to the biography section and you pick up this book called I don't know, it's called like the life of Randolph Carter, or the short stories of Randolph Carter, or something along those lines. And you open it up and there's like a brief blurb about who this guy is. He's a writer who lived in Arkham, went to Miskatonic University, and has a couple of like horror novels basically. But what's more interesting, and you kind of flip through like some of the like excerpts of his novels and horror stories, is that it continues to go on and talk about his experiences with the unknown and the mysterious and all that. So yeah, I get the background music, and as you read, you start to feel like this is actually getting somewhere, because he keeps on mentioning things from like the stars, and something that's from the depths of the sea, just places that no one's ever seen before, and that something is out to get the world. And then there's like blurbs about how is this guy unstable and whatnot from the biography writer. But what he mentions is that he had seen is that he had seen in his journeys across the world and whatnot, that he had seen images that would come to him at night in his nightmares. And these images were of a monster that accurately fits the description of everything you've just seen. So basically like a ball of tentacles with a wide gaping mouth. But unlike the context of the pictures and the statues that you have seen so far, he describes this thing as being gigantic, literally like, star eaters, basically. And that, again, the feeling that he gets is just of, like, terrible dread whenever he would dream of this. And that the name that he attributed to this was Azathoth. Azathoth.
Oh shit!
And that he believes that it has no purpose other than to devour worlds and consume people and anything that has ever been given life.
So this is the thing that Livibee is going to one-shot with her avocado.
Why I gotta keep my avocado, my dude? We gotta keep it fresh.
Totally.
Crisp.
Totally. So now he has given you a name of this thing that you keep seeing.
Okay. So do I see in this book like is this guy passed, or is he still alive, or?
Very good question. He is still alive.
Ooh.
Is he Arkham based?
Oh, we can talk to him then. Let's go get a cup of coffee with him.
Yeah, does it say where he's like residing right now, or?
Depends.
Hold on here.
We could get him really drunk, and then he could like tell us all the things.
I'm trying to see exactly where he is. Oh my god, this is so perfect. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, he just lives in Arkham. He is, I mean, I guess to be a little more specific, well, not actually, the opposite, in fact. So it's not really, he's not in Arkham.
To be a little bit more vague.
Yeah, to be a little more vague.
Yeah.
He actually doesn't live in Arkham City proper. You can't just like go to his house, but he lives outside, still in Massachusetts though, and still fairly close to Arkham. But
Hang on, I need to have Livy read out that state name for me one more time. Livy,
Oh,
what's the name of the state that we're in?
Mississippi.
Not Missouri, not Mississippi. What's the name of the state?
Where are we? Arkham?
Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts.
That name again, one more time.
Massachusetts?
Oh, poor sweet child.
Nice.
Perfect.
Massachusetts.
Thank you.
Can I
I'm just
Thank
gonna
you.
stop.
inquire what time
Thank
it
you.
is?
What's
Yep.
up, feardragon?
Can I inquire what time it is?
Well, you guys left the hospital around like 2. So, like 3:30 or 4.
Okay. So it's not dark outside.
Nope.
Okay. We're about to go on a journey. I just want to know what time it is.
Yeah. I actually have to, because so he's supposed to live in Boston, but we're gonna go ahead and check how far away that is, according
Would I know
to
this guy?
Call of Cthulhu. What?
Would I know this guy if he's from Boston?
No.
Oh.
Nah.
Do you know everybody that lives in Boston?
Yeah. Do you just like know some random horror writer?
Well, I keep decreasing the number of people in Boston, so yes.
Eventually, you'll know.
Yeah.
No.
I think I would also mention to the group and I'd say like, hey, because I've just been, besides stealing a book, I feel like I've just been meandering around like looking for things, but I don't actually know what I'm looking for. Finally occurs to me now. And I'm gonna go talk to people who actually know how to use the library and be like, hey, what about that giant thing we saw last night? We should go figure out what that was.
What giant thing? Can you tell me what it was?
So you would know what he's talking about because like everyone knows there was a giant flying monster
Oh, like
that hit them
flying.
literally last night. So in the middle of the night, this thing came and like busted down a bunch of houses and then left.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and there's been
Did
like
you guys
reports.
see it?
I think I shot it a few times. I don't think it mattered.
You did.
Well, what does it look like?
Yeah,
Like
hospitalized
Can you tell
me.
me more about it? Like all I know is the like aftermath of it since I was working.
It was like a snake with wings, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the
Giant big snake with wings.
It was a massive beast that was like 15. Correct me if I get anything wrong, by the way, ZG. It was like 15 to 30 feet long. It had big wings, giant bearing fangs, and it was flying, I believe, right?
And its tail will one-shot you, dude.
Yeah, it's tail
Yep.
fucking hurts. Ask Avocado all about that.
So you guys actually encountered it? Is this how you got your injuries?
This is how I got hospitalized, yeah.
I didn't get injured by it.
Okay,
I
good
just,
for you.
and I like pulled up my arm like I did this to myself.
Oh, okay.
There's just like a bleeding cut on my wrist.
Okay, well, if I see that, I'm not gonna just let you walk around with a cut. Are you still bleeding?
No. I applied first aid successfully.
Okay.
He first aided himself.
Looks like it's been tended to because it was tended to at a hospital.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Well, I'm going to show what I found in this book to Amos. I said, "Is this the guy you were talking about? Right? This is the person who drew all this stuff." And I'm gonna fill him in on all the information that I found in the book. You know that the name of the monster, where basically how he was able to draw this thing, and then that he's actually still alive and in the in Boston, if that's where he still is. Yeah.
We're gonna say that he actually lives in a place called Bolton. Boston's
Okay,
too
so
far.
Bolton. So he lives in Bolton.
Yeah.
And I say, the name is actually something I'm familiar with because the whole reason why I got into this or I'm investigating this is because of my mentor. And this is a name that she is frequently brought up.
Who is your mentor?
My
Am I-
mentor's,
Am I a part of this conversation?
well, my mentor's name is Mrs. Behesney. She's actually a nurse who got me started into my my practice. She was really highly respected, but at as of recently, she's basically been acting so strange to the point where they've discredited her, and they've placed her in the mental hospital.
Oh my god.
before she was taken away, this is what she was talking about. Azathoth.
Azathoth?
Azathoth. She kept repeating this name over and over. So
How many
this
times did she have to repeat it before it was funny?
Mm, 3 times.
3 times?
3 times in a row.
Nice.
Azathoth.
Azathoth.
Have we looked for any more literature around that name yet? In this
You have not.
Azathoth?
Azathoth?
I don't know.
I
Azathoth?
don't think no, we've just found the biography of
Yeah. I'm gonna
dude.
keep it with me. I'm probably gonna buy it if you'll let me buy it.
By all
Yeah.
means, your shop. Your
Yeah,
shop.
he will let you. Well, if you go up to him and like, sir, how much is this book? He'll say it's like $5.
Okay.
That's an expensive book, dude.
Well, he
Well.
knows you want it.
Okay.
But did
then
you tell
I'll-
him how much money you have total for?
How much money does
Like,
Anna
sir,
have?
I only have $59, but I can't really go above 5.
Yeah. So this
That's
is
the highlight of the day today for me. This got me so hard. Oh, Livibee, you're so funny.
Thanks, man. I try, you know.
You're right, man.
so that'll be part of. I guess I'll add that to my shopping cart, and then I guess we'll peruse more.
You can, yeah. You can.
There's-
I mean, you can search for more information. You can just look for books. I mean, I will say that if you haven't gone over the rules, like tomes are the way you get magic. So if any of you are interested in it,
Oh, we can become a wizard? Let's do that.
Oh my god, guys.
yeah, crazy
Let's
wizard.
all read The King in Yellow.
Yeah.
That's how we'll all get magic.
Or go insane. Look at Maynard's face.
What is magic but insanity brought to life?
What is love?
You know what? I think you're onto something.
That one's gonna hurt you. Yeah, there are 2 things I would like to look up. One is Azathoth, like just in the library, and then the second thing I have forgotten now. Oh, I wanted to look and see if we could find more information about the monster we encountered.
Okay.
Okay.
Library use.
Yeah,
Or,
I'm gonna fail this.
For me as well. I'm
But I
perusing.
announced this to the group.
Okay.
As
pretty
they're
hard to
Yeah,
fail.
it's sure as hell.
I can use library.
Rip.
use.
it's also a fail. All right.
Rip.
Well,
Yep, that's a fail.
Wow. Bunch of fucking casuals we are.
Okay. Okay. All right.
As
Something
Olivia,
happens.
does she have another library role in her if she's going in there again? Like she's dipping into
Sure.
this
For
fountain
something
of
else,
knowledge?
yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Fucking Jesus. You
Oh,
got,
look at
Nice.
that. Look at
you've
Uh,
actually only failed 1 roll tonight, Lydia.
Yeah.
that. What were you looking
Olivia,
for?
the other one?
I'm glad
Olivia
that
Prime.
I'm part of our
Yeah.
crew now.
Prime.
What did you say?
Mhm.
What were you looking for with that roll?
The name Azathoth.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So he you
Well, are you gender pronouncing Azathoth? What if it's a lady? You don't know that. What if it doesn't identify as a male or a female? Yeah.
It probably identifies as everything.
It's a mouth with tentacles. You don't know what it
Everything.
is.
You go looking around more for more mentions of Azathoth, but really all you find is more images. Like you don't see like the book of Azathoth, but you see like old gods, you know, or how would I put it? Like you see religions of the 18th century or something along those lines. Religions of the 12th century, religions of Egypt, you know, all those types of things. And you see just more mentions of something like that. And you see like it translated into like ancient Egypt and Egyptian and Latin and stuff like that. But nothing really that's gonna help you. And
I read and speak Latin as a character trait. That's handy.
well, now you just know the name of Azathoth in Latin, which I do not know,
Oh,
so don't
okay.
ask me.
Every time someone speaks up and says something about how they're smart, I'm so prepared for ZG to be like, okay, so roll sanity. You understand the Latin, so no. Um,
Yeah, right. Should.
do we see anything about like where he comes from or anything like that, like origin or
I think
what he
space.
represents, anything like that?
You get repeated mentions. I mean, kind of. So the guy's biography mentioned that he just thought it was like, you know, this thing of darkness and hate and evilness, and it came from like outer space, basically, like very sci-fi. The things you see about it in like, you know, ancient cult rituals and stuff like that is that, you know, things like only the craziest would worship it. You know, like there are no benefits to summoning it. Why would anyone do that? It has almost no mind other than destroy, destroy, destroy.
Okay.
And they want to summon this thing.
Does it say how to summon it anywhere?
Don't.
Anything?
Why, yes, it says to be at noon in the, you know, darkest corner of the mansion.
Oh shit!
the
So it's not
candle.
nighttime. We should be afraid.
No, it does
Oh.
not happen to say that.
We don't really want to summon it though.
I want to know what to avoid.
That's
You
fair.
guys can also spot hidden for like
I-
other things.
Guys, you realize,
didn't?
have
Okay.
you ever, has any of you played drinking games with Fear Dragon? If he realizes how to summon this thing,
Oh, come on.
Hey,
he will actually sabotage this campaign for fun.
Are you kidding me? Come on. I've done so much for this campaign.
Anyone
have,
else
yeah.
wanna? Oh my god, she's the new avocado. She's stolen her
Oh
power.
my God.
Olivia Prime
It's the
coming in
Olivia
hot.
powers.
The new avocado, but she's actually not insane and being like, hey, friend at a random place, I'm dressed in a potato sack. Here's an avocado. We're best friends now, right?
What's up, my
Which
dude?
worked.
Like, reasonable plan, reasonable plan, reasonable plan. Success, success, success.
Okay, so
New and
Anna's
improved, yeah.
character is the only one to notice that, like, while everything is very disheveled in the library, so there's not really a ton of order, and there's a lot of books that just aren't placed correctly and are on the floor and stuff like that. She does see like a what's the word? Not a rhythm,
disturbance in the force.
a pattern.
Oh.
There we go, a pattern. Jesus. She does notice a pattern that's broken in a couple of different places. You know, just like simply like basically alphabetical, but yet there seems to be like large gaps in letters. So, you know, under ancient Egyptian religions or gods, or you know, I guess they know them as gods. Like which ones do they study? There's a lot of things missing from A and from N, I believe. It's N. I'm pretty sure it's N. So let's just say A and N. That's the only
So
thing you
there's
get from that.
just several books missing, or is it like
Yeah, you
whole-
get the impression that someone took like chunks out.
Okay, so
d-
I'm gonna call over Mr.
What's his face?
Yeah, Kennedy.
Old
White
bookman.
Kennedy.
So I'm gonna say, oh, have you recently sold a lot of books, or is there a missing inventory? Like I'm seeing a lot of books missing from these parts.
He puts on his glasses. He looks over them. Or he looks to where you were pointing or gesturing or talking about, and is like, yes, I do recall. Well, I do recall one or maybe it was two women in past years. Some of these books have been gone for a very, very long time, you see, so, you know, I can't quite remember who took them. I believe it was a woman of some note. And you kind of get the impression that he actually, for once, knows more than he's letting on, as opposed to knowing absolutely nothing. And then he says, but of recent, I believe some of those books were taken by, well, another young woman of note, actually. Yes, Amanda. Yeah, that was her name. She took some of those books. Had a very large interest in ancient Egyptian, I believe it was.
I'm looking over to my new friends here, who's obviously know an Amanda that I remember us
Amanda
talking
Phillips?
about.
I think that's the one.
Yes, that was her name, Phillips. Yes, I believe she's a. Oh, I don't even know what they call those women. She
She's a
she
hoe.
talks to many people.
She's a whore, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a socialite, but all right.
I kind of just like say out loud to everyone, including the bookkeeper. I was like, "Oh, that's the woman we're going to see later."
That's right.
He
Sounds like
doesn't
we might have to
have a response to that.
go visit our old friend Amanda.
Okay,
Yes,
I tell Mr. Kennedy, I'm like, okay, thank you. Can you do you know anything else about the other lady that took these books? I know it was a long time ago, but
Well,
Try to hook his sister up.
my it's and he actually gets a little noticeably uncomfortable. That must have been 20, 30 years ago. I mean, I've been in this business a very long time, and it's so hard to remember everyone. I don't remember who she was. Just perhaps a student of ancient history. Oh, who knows?
I'm gonna try to sweet talk him a little bit since obviously we've been friends or we've known each other since I always go there. I say,
I'm
"Oh,
gonna
I'm
pull
sure
that dress up to the knees.
to the ankle."
Show
Hello.
him some knee.
Crazy.
I say, "Oh, I'm sure you obviously know, like, oh, you're not that. You're as young as you used to be, blah blah blah."
You're gonna say you're not that old.
You're not old, you old person. You're
I'll try.
good.
I'll try to
Oh yeah.
persuade him, I guess.
Okay.
You don't have Alzheimer's.
Wait,
That's
I guess
crazy.
charm, right?
I
Since
mean,
I'm, like,
which one's
sweet talking.
higher, really?
Yeah. Aw.
Oh.
Wow, you have a terrible
Damn, how is
charm.
17 a fail? Jesus.
Yeah,
So
what the-
close.
That would be a good roll for anyone else.
Yeah, my charm's 57.
Or you have
Mine's only
you have
50.
nothing actually in the social ways, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's a book nerd and a medicine nerd. Oh, she
Shit.
intimidates actually. She has intimidate. She can stick this syringe right in you.
Yeah, why don't you intimidate
Oh,
this old
yeah,
man?
you
to
should have
get-
intimidated him.
Just make him crack. Just shine like the lamp in his face and be like, where were you?
With the charm, you're like, yeah, you're not that. Oh, you're really young. I'm
Yeah.
sure you remember.
You seem very virile? Question mark? He's like, I don't feel like you're being sincere, Anna.
Oh, he just kind of, he's amused by your attempts to charm him. And I was like, oh, dearie, I as I said, I don't quite recall.
Damn it. I'm thinking if I want to intimidate him now.
Yeah, do it. I reckon you should do it.
Intimidate him.
I mean, I'm getting much closer to figuring out what happened to my mentor, so
He won't forget tomorrow. And we won't remember tomorrow.
He might
I mean,
forget.
He'll definitely forget. Intimidate him. No harm, no foul.
okay. Well, I'm gonna get a little more frustrated, since I'm getting closer to answers that I want to get answered, or
Yeah.
questions I want to get answered. And so I'm going to, basically slam the books that I'm gonna buy on the table in front of him.
He's going to get huffy. He's gonna
Yeah,
get
I'm gonna
huffy.
get real huffy. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna speak to your manager now, and you're the manager.
Oh my god, you gotta speak to the manager haircut.
Yeah.
I want to speak to your manager, which is you, okay?
Yeah.
All right,
And
all
I'm
right.
like,
I love it.
I know that you remember these people, so you need to tell me right now. And blah blah blah.
Roll the dice.
Is there any way I can assist?
Oh, rip.
Push it.
Oh,
You
can I push it?
But is there any
You
way I
can.
can assist in this and like help intimidate?
Pushing a 45.
Can I
Um,
can I just accidentally drop my knife on the ground and be like, "Oh, sorry about that." I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I seem to have dropped my instrument that has killed too many people for me to count on the ground. Let me just put that back in my coat.
Hold on.
How do assists work? We've been such bad team players. We've never assisted each other before.
Right?
I didn't even
Jesus,
know you could do
guys.
that.
I don't really think
Well,
you're
we can
supposed
pile
to
out
be
all
able
our
to.
skills together. I didn't think you could do that. Yeah.
No, you're not really supposed to be able. I mean, like, I think it's more like, judging, how likely it is
All right.
to affect the story and all
I'm-
that. But because
I'm
obviously
gonna
four
walk up-
people can go ahead and bully a bookkeeper and threaten to beat him up. Like, obviously, that
I'm
could
going to bully this
happen.
bookkeeper right now. I'm about to bully this bookkeeper. All right.
I'm
gonna walk-
No, I want to make it so that you each have to intimidate if you're gonna do it.
Okay.
And the more you
I'm gonna
do
do
it, the
this
more
right now.
likely it is to just kick you out. So, okay, so Olivia, so Anna intimidates him and is like, "Look, old man." I just imagine this SpongeBob meme. "Look, old man. Like, you tell us. I know you know." And he kind of like, just like, "Excuse me. You think I haven't been intimidated by young folk before? I will have none of your lip, young woman." And he just like turns around, but then John Doe is like, "Hey, oops." He drops it out. He just like looks around and looks at it and is like, "You dropped something, sir." And then
Ooh, he
Wow.
comes
knocked
back around and
Shut the fuck down.
just goes back to his chores.
Can I try charming? I'm gonna try charming.
Oh, you need like a hard success at this point.
This is a
Well, I
hard
mean,
as fuck.
nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I suppose. So he's pretty pissed.
Oh, 69, nice.
Surprisingly
about
not
that.
charming though. And you guys, man, he's like a tough nut to crack, man.
I might as well
Jesus.
throw a bunch of charm in there myself.
No, you need a hard
That's
success
not
though.
a hard
You
success.
need
though.
a hard
We didn't-
success
it's
for
not a
sure.
success, yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
phase
Something
it.
better.
My
This
charm
guy's
doesn't
fucking.
phase it.
This guy's had enough of our shit, man.
Yeah.
He's
At
like,
Maynard's attempt at charm with a southern accent, he says, "I said what I said. I'm not going to be convinced otherwise." And then Livibee throws out a,
all right,
"Hey,
well then I
hot
button my
stuff,"
shirt
and
back
he's
up.
like, "All right."
Hot stuff. I like your walking cane.
Well, now that we've picked up,
You looking fine in them jeans, boy.
I mean,
What is it? What is the stuff that like old people always rub like their soul muscles on them? That's what they smell
Liniment?
like.
Ben Gay.
Yeah, Bengay.
Ben Gay.
I love the smell of Bengay.
Hey, old man, that Ben Gay really, curls my mustache. If you know what I mean.
Well, surprisingly, none of this works, and he is just tight-lipped.
Fucking rip.
He thinks that all
I'm
of
charming as
you
hell too.
are out to do something bad at this point too, because all of you two of you tried to intimidate him, right? So he doesn't think him and Anna are very good friends anymore, and
well, I'm gonna be like,
Oh, rip. That bridge has been set on fire. Sorry, guys.
surprisingly not the worst interaction that this campaign has had.
Now, this is actually one of the better ones. We've done really
alright,
well here.
well, I guess
I think this
Now that
guy
I'm
and the
listening-
nurse at the hospital that's not Anna are the only two people that we haven't completely annihilated socially
Okay.
this
Uh,
campaign.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was maybe like that.
Oh, and the kid in the cab. We had a cab with a kid that we actually were pretty charming to. That we blew off.
Yeah.
Was the reporter guy. We blew him off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
He's like, "Can he be part of your investigation?" We're like, "Ah," and then walked off.
Yeah, he was really needy.
So he
the
kindly
needy
asks you to leave after
But- buying the books after
Yeah.
he's off. Stop.
yeah, please go. So you are, kicked out of the shop.
Out of a bookstore. Damn.
Yeah, you're
trendy.
socially kicked.
We're a bunch of trouble guys. We're troublemakers. We're a gang at this point.
Yeah.
Kicked out of a
Um,
bookshop.
And now, as we end the session, you can either decide to. I mean, there's a lot of things you can actually decide, to be honest, but just, you have more books to discover if you would so like. You have the option to go to Bolton, was it? Yeah, Bolton, which you would
Road
want
trip.
a car to drive to Bolton.
I could drive.
Or you could go and kill Amanda Phillips. I mean, it's all up to you guys.
Yeah,
But
I
so-
know, I know,
We can
I know
kill
what I'd
Amanda
vote.
Phillips, steal her
Yeah.
car, and drive.
I
to
know what
Bolton.
I'd vote.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, lockpicking would be associated with hijacking a car, right?
No, it wouldn't.
Hot
No.
wiring.
Lockpicking is picking locks. Hijacking hot wiring a car
It's
is.
step
Yeah.
one of hijacking.
Necessary.
Hot wiring would be like electronics or something, or car use or whatever they have here. Drive
Electrical
auto.
car.
Electric repair, drive
I
auto.
don't know.
Yeah.
I would
drive
very, very much like to very personally and very slowly murder Amanda Phillips. So if we're going to do that, I vote Amanda Phillips visit. please.
Amanda Phillips killed your son
Correct. And wife.
and wife.
She
Okay,
ordered
yeah.
someone
Oh, well,
to.
you should probably kill her then. Yeah.
Is this where we reveal to Anna how psychotic we are and that our plan is? to get-
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
Now, as-
I'm normally cool as a cucumber man, but this bitch is like the whole reason why I'm a jaded and upset individual, and I want to make her feel some pain.
Feardragon, do you remember
That's
if your
fair.
character actually read the accordion file that Amos has?
Yeah, because I remember the. Actually, did I?
I'm wondering if
did
you
I just-
didn't.
I think I just handed the accordion to him, and then he thought to look under that name and found the stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
That,
It was definitely revealed to me at the
Yeah.
end of the thing.
Yeah.
It was revealed to me.
Okay, and you
Um,
guys didn't really look at that too much more.
Actually,
Okay.
for the accordion stuff, just to verify something, there was a name that I think that I looked up, and you told me no, but I want to double check it because it's been a while. I wanted to ask if Calvin Barry was in that accordion file.
Who was that again?
Putting you on the spot. You can answer me later because that's I kind of want that secret anyways.
Oh, I remember. No,
Okay,
he was
cool.
not.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I think that was the only name that I checked in the accordion.
Right. He didn't really look at Amos's file.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just end it there. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
So we haven't voted where we're going yet. We'll vote next session.
I thought
I
we were
think
going
so.
to Amanda's, and I'm
Well,
going
no,
to-
well, the others can vote. We can go to Bolton, to Michael Bolton, or we can go to Amanda's house.
Michael.
Of
Pretty sure his
choices.
name's Randolph Carter.
He's in the city of Bolton.
Randolph Carter in the city of Michael Bolton.
Okay.
This,
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to, for our sanity, given what happened last night, what time is it?
At
I
like
am-
4 p.m.
Okay.
4 p.m.
How far is Bolton? Driving.
Hour or two.
You like an hour drive?
Okay, it's not like this is gonna be a.
We'll rock up
4-hour
for dinner
trip, and
and demand him to give us food.
Yeah, that went super well last time.
if we can get back
So I-
before it gets super
I thought
duper
we were
late,
going to Amanda's though.
yeah.
Well, that's up to you. That's up to you guys. We have two courses of action.
Oh, murdering someone will just take a couple minutes. It'll be fine.
Oh
It
no,
would also be
Will it
worthwhile.
no, we're gonna go slow.
Yeah,
Where'd that go?
I think it was. I'll just say, like, I think it was also worthwhile
It
that
was
we
a
should
little bit of murder between friends, guys.
figure out what book she
Right.
took and that stuff.
Yeah, I mean she's got books.
Yeah.
Got books.
Well, the natural course of, I mean, the most rational thing would be to go to the person that's closest to us, and then take a day trip tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds super rational.
Okay.
I'm down with that. Let's go visit Amanda next week.
I'm really
Or
hoping you guys didn't say you guys were gonna murder her right now.
No, we absolutely.
Oh no, I am absolutely
the
planning to
murder
murder this
street.
person. Yes,
I mean, did
100%.
you guys tell me? Because I don't know
Absolute-
you guys.
I wanted to murder her at the beginning of this session.
I
So
think
this
you
guy-
probably
this-
avoid telling the new girl that straight
No, no,
away.
but
Yeah,
here's
like
the
the
thing.
new girl's
Supposed to
like,
be
oh, he's
crazy.
murdering people now. All right then.
The level of praise is
Thing,
supposed
if-
to be
No, I'm not
close.
gonna say that with like the other people in this squad don't actually know about what happened to my wife and kid, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Correct. They
You-
don't really know
except for
why
Ravi,
you want to
except
kill.
for Ravi.
You,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm not
I-
saying that I want to go there to kill her. I just say let's go there. That's my vote. This
Okay.
is out of character. Sorry.
Revealing that we're going there to kill her because I just assumed you filled in this lady that I met after you guys. So I'm like, yeah, okay, we should figure out a plan of how we're gonna like hide the body and stuff because we want to do this effectively.
Oh my god. I can't go with you guys if you guys are gonna say things like that.
I don't need to tell her.
Plausible
Don't need to tell her.
deniability. Just become a better liar.
Oh my god.
We're gonna need a gang name. We should be called the Massachusetts Bandits.
The
I'm already in
Massachusetts
gang, I can't
Bandits.
belong to another one.
I only came here to investigate stuff. I didn't come here to murder people.
Well, Anna, let me put it this way. You know what we're gonna go do now. So if you can't keep your mouth shut, that's a problem for us.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Is he an accomplice?
So now you're forcing me to go?
I'm not forcing
Pretty
you.
much.
You have an option. It's just that
No.
both options have different consequences.
Oh, so they're gonna murder you.
Yeah,
if
you can choose to live or die. Yeah,
So
everyone
now
has
you're
that
a
choice.
hostage?
I mean, hostage, forced to go, or you die. I mean, it's
Poor new girl.
I
Welcome
mean,
to
there's
the
a chance you could
team.
overpower us. I think you might have it in you.
yeah. I mean, you got the strength
You
to
might be able
fight
to
me.
beat us.
We can try it.
You might be able to kill
Um,
all three of us.
My strength's
gosh.
75.
Well, I don't
You
think
wanna
she'd
armor-
need to kill me. I'm actually not gonna murder anyone. I'm just gonna sit there and kind of watch.
Watching is just
Okay, so
Uh.
Amanda can go.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna tell everyone that I was there to murder her because I'm a pretty private guy, but I guess
yeah, it's
Robbie,
this guy.
Robbie's spilling the beans.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Oh yeah, I just assumed that she knew.
So now I'm being
You
forced
just
to go?
assumed that if we...
No, you always have a choice. It's just that both choices have consequences.
It's pretty
I'm
true.
forced to go. Okay.
So we have successfully intimidated Anna into killing someone.
Do you want me to roll?
Uh,
Do we have to roll
Going with
intimidate,
you
don't we?
guys. I'm not gonna.
Oh. So you're rolling with us then?
I feel like I'm gonna leave it up to her free will.
I'm not gonna kill anybody. I just want to go for the knowledge.
Well,
to
we can
figure out what
always
she knows.
meet up later.
I can't. Okay, I guess like I'm being forced to go.
Well, me and Anna, we could probably go meet up with Daisy and try and extract the remaining information out of her while Amos and John are gonna be.
That's a good point. If we have someone to babysit you, because you've only made things worse when we're on.
Who's Daisy
It
though?
actually might work out.
Who is
well.
Daisy?
Daisy,
The
the chick,
orphan.
the child, orphan.
She promised knowledge
Oh, right.
of who sent
urchin.
her.
Hmm,
Okay.
that's actually great. We could split up.
Yeah, we could split
Sure.
up because Anna's like not
Sure.
murder.
Can
Sure.
you though? Oof. Oof.
Big oof.
Plus, she can administer some more
I just
medicine.
there's
to me
so
on
many
the way.
oofs in this plan
There's
right
gonna be
now.
two dragons
and I
that
just
show
can't.
up and they chase us in the same, back to the same
Yeah,
place.
like we have to like DM the shit out of this one.
It's gonna be great.
Be like suddenly an invisible wall just pushes you towards one direction.
I really can't. Okay, so like I really cannot go with you if you're telling me that you're gonna kill her.
Oh, okay, we'll talk to her.
Okay.
But
Yeah, we'll
moral,
just talk to her then.
it's holding it back.
If
Okay,
you
so
really
don't
feel
we
so
have-
strongly
Guys, you
about it,
didn't
then if
You
you really feel
convinced
so
us.
strongly about it, then we will just talk to her.
Hold on. Where's my lying?
You're lying. I think it's like persuasion.
Persuasion?
What's my lie?
Okay, hold on. So, I want you guys to know, I know
Uh.
this is gonna fail. We'll totally
There
talk
it
to
is.
her. All right, you've convinced us.
Yeah, we'll totally talk to her.
I really do not believe you, so I'm
Was it the fail? Was it the hard fail?
yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm gonna go, but I won't. We're not gonna kill her, okay?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
please
You've
don't
convinced
Okay,
us.
fine.
kill her.
Sure.
That's great. That's the plan right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop you guys if you guys do anything like this.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how we're gonna end this. All
Oh
right.
my god.
You guys have figured out that it's Azathoth. That's probably who the cult's worshiping. There's a date that you have to
You
do
guys
this by, and your
Bad
current
lies.
plan is to go and speak to Amanda Phillips once again, while she's hopefully still in town. That's the plan. Okay, cool. That's it, guys. That is episode 6 in the introduction of Olimoley's character, Anna.
Yay.
Yay!
The only rational person.
There's gonna be so much.
I'm super rational.
He is, but your roles
I'm super
don't.
rational.
Your roles don't pair up with the action. The thoughts. As much
Yeah.
as Olivia's do.
Okay, hold on. Before we end this, I want to just argue with Maynard for a second. Your rationale is the police chief of the city has sent us to go talk to this lady. Let's kill her, and no one will know. We have
No one knows we're going back there right now. People have thought we went there and we left. No one knows we're going back there.
I don't go and kill people just randomly.
You don't have to.
Oh, it's not random.
It's not random.
It's
Oh,
not
it's
random.
premeditated.
It's extremely premeditated and very deliberate.
Anyways, I'm sorry, Jess. Please feel free to continue wrapping up.
That's all good.
Okay.
I am. Dread Dormammu's like Olivia's face when Maynard said he was rational. I am rational. I've been the most rational character in this entire campaign until Anna.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Now I'm the second most rational.
I will agree with that.
High bar.
That's true. Anyways, so that's it, guys. We'll see what happens next time on this exciting adventure. There will definitely be. I can basically promise it's going to be more action. And will the investigators die or not? That's
It's a question you got to ask every single episode, honestly.
Well, since the big lizard monster almost killed Livy, I do. So return hopefully in 2 weeks. I don't think there's any events going on. We're not going to TwitchCon quite yet, so we should be good to go for it. So that's 2 weeks from now, Thursday, for like almost everyone, unless you're like Pacific time.
Yeah.
So everyone except for feardragon.
Yeah, very, very technically, like, it's Thursday, even for me. But yeah, Wednesday, 9 p.m.
26th?
PST. Yeah, on the 25th, or Korea time, 1 p.m.
26th.
Thursday, the 26th. Yeah. As always, tweets will be the best way to keep up with it, and following my Discord and following the channel and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for the subs today, and thank you to all the investigators for playing around here. Make sure to follow everyone on their Twitch channel and Twitters, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.
Bye.